If you're listening to the replay of this live, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button and make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents. And make sure you help support the channel by hitting the Cash App at 2 cents boxing, or you can hit that little heart with the $sign and leave a super thanks. Enough for the intro. I had to cut it short. Welcome to 2 Cents Boxing Pop-Up Live. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I promised y'all some pop-up lives this week, so I'm popping up live this week. Bars. Now, what's going on, y'all? I popped up live today. Seen my other homie wasn't live. They normally be live at this time. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and pop up live, because I told him I would pop up live. So I'm going to pop up live. What y'all up to today? I don't got no formal show planned. I don't listen. Like I said, I just popped up live. But y'all see the title. Hot topic today. Breaking news. Shakur going to PBC for the Tank fight. Allegedly. Allegedly. I'm probably gonna drop the link early today, but let's push this video together, because I was just scrolling through my phone and I was about to watch this video, and I said, you know what? Let me just watch it with y'all. Let me just watch it with y'all. And I'm gonna have to mute this, because I'll watch a video with sound on it, and I be feeling like, since I'm showing the video from somebody else's channel, they got it on there, but they'll mess around and copyright me. And I'll be like, this person got the sound on it, they video monetized. But it is what it is. I'm just gonna mute because they putting this music. But I read this title and it caught my eye. And I was like, let me see what this about. Let's see what this is about. It says Shakur Stevenson flips off reporter Mike Coppinger. This is him bad during workout for Zepeda fight. See, now y'all ain't gonna be able to hear it, because they got this music playing. So we just gonna have to watch. I want to see if he flick him off. I ain't gonna be able to hear what he's saying, because they got that music playing. Oh, this is media workout? Shakur said Turkey trolling, don't bother him. That's for the sensitive people. He's a warrior. Yeah, I bet he did say that. I bet it don't bother him. That's crazy. You ain't trolling nobody else. It ain't even about it bothering me. Like, why are you doing that? You're not trolling nobody else. It's not like this is just something you do. No, you're just doing it to me. But hey, you like it, I love it. That's just my 2 cents about the situation. All right, we ain't gonna be able to hear this, but I do want to see him. Let me see if they still got the music
Of
playing.
the world, Shakur Stevenson again.
All right, hold on. Let's go back.
Stevenson of the world with your WBC lightweight champion of the world, Shakur Stevenson again. In your backyard here, we're getting closer to fight night. Just give me the emotions and feelings right now.
I'm locked in. I'm ready. I'm focused. I can't wait to show up. I was made for this moment, so I can't wait to show everybody what I'm here.
You say you were made for this moment. Yeah, Williams Zepeda, a big volume fighter. Everybody talking about how the fight's going to go. Are you going to bring the fight to him? Is he going to bring the fight to you? What do you think as we stand here today, as you visualize the fight? How's it go down?
You got to wait and see. You got a big head, so I can't really touch his chin. That's all that I'm focused on. I'm focused on doing my thing and coming out there victorious.
You got your friend Mike Coppinger standing by over there as well. He's had some things to say as we come into this fight week. Any words for Mike Coppinger?
I don't got too much to say. Fuck him.
Fair. Anything you want to say to the fans here at home before we get into this title fight on Saturday?
For the fans who've been supporting me, I appreciate y'all. Y'all the ones who I do it for. Y'all the ones who I get up and make sure I do them 8-mile runs and the hard work get put in because of y'all. Because y'all stuck with me through my dark time. So I appreciate y'all. We're gonna have a party on Saturday.
One more time, folks. Give it up for our WBC lightweight championship.
Yeah. Okay, so he said F Mike Coppinger. Well, him and Mike Coppinger got a beef going, don't they? That's crazy. You can't be beefing with the Ring Magazine main reporter, bro. Man, that's not a good look. He gonna keep hating on you, and this the dude they got to report for all of your fights, cause you with Turkey. Cause Mike, that interview I did yesterday with Mike Coppinger pissed me off. Like, bro, I don't understand. When you're a reporter, like even if Shakur Stevenson pissed you off, you cannot be trying to go that hard. Trying to tell this man it's fights where it shouldn't have went the distance. Like who are you, Mike Coppinger? This fights that shit. This fight shouldn't have went the distance. Like, Mike, stop it, bro. That shit corny. It's like Turkey and like they childish and petty over there, man. Oh, am I tripping? Like they really childish and petty. They really not being professional at all, for real. And then when you got criticisms and critiques, it's people want to cry. Oh, like, come on, man. That shit is petty. It's childish. Mike being childish. He the reporter, the main reporter for the Ring magazine, going so hard on this nigga. Like, okay, y'all got a beef. You may be biased sometimes, but it's too much. It's too much. Shout out to everybody in the chat that's joining me today on this pop-up live. We got 21 people in the building. I need to have 21 likes. If you want to monetarily support the channel, you can hit the Cash App at 2 cents boxing, or you can leave your 2 cents in the super chat. But at the very least, just punch that like button. Desmond say, does Shakur look like he's still cutting weight to y'all? I don't know. He did have all them clothes on. Shout out Lee Jackson in the building. Salute 2 cents. Just tapped in. Shakur going to PBC for the tank fight for real. I don't know. He said that he would be willing to go to PBC for the tank fight, but I would imagine that all of that is probably going to change after this fight. Hold on. But I would imagine that all of that might change. Miss Barbara D in the building. What's going on, Miss Barbara D? I would imagine that's probably gonna change after the fight. So I wouldn't die on the hill. But he did say somebody put the link in the chat or something so I could pull it up. In the interview, he did say that he would be willing to go to PBC to make the fight. But you know how Shakur goes back and forth, so that's not nothing to be writing home about. But it is an interesting topic, and like somebody just said, they just clicked because they read the topic, so it's doing what it's supposed to do. The title is clickbaity. It's doing what it's supposed to do. But no, it's not really clickbait because he did say that. I'm about to pull it up. Hold on. He really did say that, but I mean, I wouldn't get too excited about it. Like, I think Shakur Stevenson is gonna beat Williams and Payton, but what if he doesn't? Seriously. I think he could still move on. I would still want to see him fight Tank. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know how that would go. For some reason, if a fighter loses, they can't move on and continue to fight people. I don't know like where that thought process comes from. And I don't is that just like a black fighter thing or what? Because I don't really see that. You know what I'm saying? I never see nobody saying, "Oh, they lost. They don't need to fight this person. This fight don't need to happen." Because like, why? They took a L. Okay, move on and let's just go to the next fight or do a rematch. That's it. But is there pressure on Shakur Stevenson to look spectacular this fight? Yes, unfortunately it is. And not even unfortunately it is. I think Shakur Stevenson is it's time for him to put on like a very signature performance at 135 pounds. He needs his signature performance, his signature win, and people feel like this will be it. We're not playing the oh Williams Zepeda got knocked down in the first round by Tevin Farmer. If Shakur Stevenson beat him, he don't get no credit. We're not doing that. People been asking for years for this Williams Zepeda take fight. Williams Zepeda is ranked #1, which to a lot of y'all, not to me necessarily, but to a lot of y'all, that ranking stuff is ironclad. Like, oh, you rank this, it mean a lot to y'all. So he's fighting the #1, and I use air quotes, the #1 in the division. So before the Tevin Farmer Kid Austin fight, people was talking about this Zepeda can beat him and this and that, the style, the this, to that. And then all of a sudden that Tevin Farmer get knocked out by Kid Austin, y'all gonna take all that away? No, if Shakur Stevenson beats Zepeda, he still get his credit. Like, it's just that simple. It's just that simple. Hopefully, it's not a controversial decision. Hopefully, Shakur Stevenson hands is able to stay healthy because I don't want you to lose a fight because your hands get messed up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's no testament to your skill, and it's really no testament to the skill of the other fighter if they really could beat you. You know what I'm saying? Like, be able to overcome that and still win is very impressive. Yes. However, in this fight, we want to see people want to see the dominant performance. And a lot of people think you're gonna put on a dominant performance. Some people want to just see you overcome that style. Come forward, aggressive, throwing a lot of punches. They just want to see the style. Dang Father say out of all the champions, Shakur got the best name at 135 on his resume. Okay, Dang Father, and what are those names on his resume that are the best at 135? Uh, compared to the other champions, is it Artem? Is it Padley? Is it Nakathi? Was that at 35? And who else he fought? Which one? He got the best names at 135 on his resume. Which names are the best to you on his resume, Dang Father? Oh, he got the best name. Okay, and who was that? Who was the best name he got at 135 on his resume out of all the champions? Are you talking about Zepeda because he ranked #1? I'm gonna drop the link because I ain't gonna be on here long today, just for probably for about an hour, because I just want to pop up on y'all. Edwin, Dang Father, stop it. So Edwin was the best at 135, Dang Father, and Shakur got him on his resume. Cut it out, then, Father. You trolling, Dank? Stop trolling, bro. You trolling. That boy say Edwin. Edwin? Why is Edwin so good? Because he be right? I don't understand. Like, what's the. I'm not saying Edwin's a bad fight. I'm just saying, like, what makes you believe that Edwin De Los Santos is the best win for Shakur, and that makes him have the best win out of all of 35. I make sure y'all punch that like button. I'm just curious to know. Like, let me know your 2 cents about that. That's an interesting perspective. I would love for you to expound on that. All right, there go the link, y'all. But it's a lot of people talking about the fight this weekend. Savannah Marshall, Shadaza Green. Who y'all got in that fight? Who y'all got in that fight? What about Baumgartner? What's she fighting? Who y'all got in Baumgartner fight? Did I put the link in the chat? All right, link in the chat. Let me pin it to the top, tippity top. So y'all gonna be watching boxing all day, Friday and Saturday? Is that what y'all doing this weekend? Or is one day you gonna set aside for boxing? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to pin it to the top of the chat. And I be forgetting to monetize these lives all the time. I don't know why I always do that. All the time. Hold on, I'm trying to pin it to the top. Pin to the top. Oh no, I pinned the wrong thing to the top. Hold on. Somebody said they going for Shardaza. Baumgartner training with Derrick James. And I'm interested to see how Baumgartner looks after training with Derrick James. Because Derrick James gonna sharpen up them fundamentals. He gonna have you in there jabbing, you know what I'm saying? He gonna sharpen up your fundamentals. And I think that's good for a lot of boxers. And I think when you see boxers go train with Derrick James, you do see an improvement in them. You've seen an improvement in Anthony Joshua. You've seen an improvement in Ryan Garcia. You've seen an improvement with Charlo. We can't act like Derrick James is not a good trainer because his fighters lost to the biggest fighters. Like, think about who Derrick James fighters lost to: Canelo, Terrence Crawford, Ryan Garcia beat Devin Haney. Like, you can't sit here and say Derrick James is a bad trainer because Earl Spence lost to Terrence Crawford, who a lot of y'all say is the best fighter on the planet. How can I be a bad trainer because my fighter lost to the best fighter on the planet, nigga that can walk on water? I'm supposed to be the fighter that can walk on water. I don't care what trainer you got, right? According to some of y'all, the man can walk on water. So, and then you got Jermell Charlo going up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. And let's not forget, Earl Spence was unified. He was in the undisputed fight. He lost it. Charlo was undisputed. He moved up to dare to be great. He lost his belts. He never lost. He never lost undisputed. They took it from him. He went up 2 weight classes. Like, what about that makes Derrick James a bad trainer? That's what I'm saying, Jason. What you mean his track record as a late is, and then you got Frank Martin who lost to Javante Tank Davis. Like, obviously, Derrick James is a great trainer. Look at the level that he's getting his fighters to. Javante Tank Davis, arguably the face of boxing, undefeated. Boom, Frank Martin lose to him. I mean, how is his track record sketchy when these are the caliber of fighters that his fighters are losing to? How am I hating on Buck? Somebody please tell me how I'm hating on Bud. I just said the man the best fighter on the planet. See what I'm saying? I can't say nothing, bro. I swear. Y'all too sensitive in here with Bud, bro. Y'all gotta relax. I just said the man was the best fighter on the planet, and now I'm hating. Jason, how are you gonna say so you gonna ignore all them losses? If I'm a trainer, you let me know and drop it below and link pin to the top of the chat, right? And we just boxing talk. It ain't nothing specific. But if I'm a trainer, right, and my fighters lost to Tank, Canelo, and Terrence Crawford, please tell me if that makes me a bad trainer. My fighters are in the biggest fights in boxing we've had the last couple years, and you telling me I'm a bad trainer because they lost. No, bro, that's not how that works. Cash Crypto say 2 cents. It kind of looked like they don't want to pay DJ whatever he was demanding. Who don't want to pay him that? Not Derrick James, who acting out of character when it was time to fight Bud. Dang father, what does that have to do with anything? That doesn't have anything to do with what I'm talking about. He can walk on water, right? I'm surprised you ain't pull up. I'm glad you reminded me, bruh. I knew you was gonna request it. Bud Buddy's gonna request this picture every time. They love it. It make them smile when they see it. There you go, Jason. Since you asked me to put it up, there you go. There you go. Bud walking on water. What's going on, William Old School? Tony Harrison as well. Oh, he did lose to Tony Harrison, but then he beat him in a rematch. That again, do trainers name a trainer who ain't got no losses with their fighters? Go. Name an undefeated trainer. Miss Barbara D with the $5 in the super chat. She says, "What do you think about the $60 pay-per-view for Saturday's fights? I thought their pay-per-views were 20." Shout out to Miss. I mean, it's only made sense. Like people making it seem like, oh, these people charging too much for the pay-per-views, and these pay-per-views only $25. And then when they were $25, I kept asking, how long y'all think that's gonna last, y'all? That's not gonna last forever. And the reality of it is it doesn't matter what the pay-per-view costs. And I tell y'all this all the time. People spend their time and their money where they see value. They're not gonna buy something that they can get for free, like y'all keep saying, because it's a cheaper price. You have to create value for what you're trying to promote, especially in an age and a period like this where people can stream things. So I just found out maybe like 2 days ago that the fight was pay-per-view. I was thinking that the fight was gonna be free this whole time, and I ain't like, oh, the fight gonna be $60. I'm like, $60? $60? I mean, it is what it is. I'm just saying, like, I don't have issues paying for fights because if I don't want to pay for it, I'm just not. I'll watch the replay later or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it doesn't bother me that much because the goal is not for me. I don't think the goal from them is to sell you every pay-per-view. Maybe as a hardcore fan, you feel that way, but really the goal is just to get, the fans of the casuals of this fighter to purchase their fights. So I don't think the $25 pay-per-view and all that, I don't think that that's as big of a deal as a casual fan that's a fan of a fighter willing to pay that $89.99 when they fighter coming out and they fighting, versus being a hardcore fan and you want to watch all the fights. Now you feeling some type of way because you got to buy this fight, you got to buy this fight, you got to buy this fight. You know what I'm saying? But as long as there is no value that these people seeing in whatever you selling, it don't matter what the cost is. Because you see, the price went from 25 to 60. Miss Barbara D, have you heard anybody complaining? All the people that's rocking with Turkey and was so excited when he came out with the $25 pay-per-view? I ain't heard none of them say, man, Turkey said these pay-per-views was gonna be $25, now they 60. I ain't heard none of them say that. So was the issue really the price of the pay-per-views? Shout out Big Supreme in the building. He did not have AJ looking suspect. You tripping. AJ looked way better when he was with Derrick James than he did in that Du Bois fight with what's old dude name? Is it Ben Johnson? What's that guy name that was training AJ for the Du Bois fight? Like, y'all gotta be honest. Y'all gotta be honest, bro. Cam J Network say Turkey was lying per usual. I mean, no, but I'm just saying, Cam J, all the people that was excited about the $25 pay-per-views, I guess they're fine with it going up to 60. They crunk. They like, hey, I bought the bundle. You know what I'm saying? They excited about paying more. So what was really the issue then? Was the issue really the price of the pay-per-views, or was it the people putting on the pay-per-view? I don't know. I'm just asking. And am I gonna come up here and chop it up with me today? Y'all gonna leave me up here by myself? I'm telling y'all now, I ain't finna be on here that long. Jason say I used to buy a bunch of pay-per-views. Now I only buy the ones I want to support. Exactly. Hope Honda say, did you see Morrell fight might be canceled because Katabiev tested positive for the PED clomiphene? I seen that, and they said they were supposed to get a replacement though. They said they were supposed to get a replacement. Speaking of popping dirty, allegedly, not even allegedly, another one of Eddie Reynoso's fighters has popped dirty. And Big Supreme, maybe you can let me know if this is true or not, if you know, but somebody told me today that over the last 9 years, that 14 of Eddie Reynoso's fighters have popped dirty. Can anybody substantiate that? Because that is egregious in my opinion. That is egregious. Giving Panama Lewis. Can somebody substantiate that? Gator Gang say he fresh out the gym. What I missed? Nothing. Oh,
Fresh
shout
out
out
the gym.
Big Supreme on the panel. What's going on?
I'm in a spot. 1 second.
Man, y'all pulling in here today. Maybe I need to start going live at this time. But what's the fighter name? Y'all put it in the chat that tested today with Eddie Reynoso.
Iman Katiev.
It- it-
Oh, I think you're talking about. I don't know who tested positive. I don't know.
For real, right?
It's obvious that nigga was on steroids though. Come on, he's Russian. He's an Olympian. You see how that nigga look? That
Yeah.
nigga look like a fucking pit bull. No neck.
He said he Russian, he Olympian.
Nah,
That
it's
is so
serious
funny,
because
Big
I don't know if you
Supreme.
know about the 2008 Russian scandal, but they had like 100 and some fighters test positive. And they had all the medals taken from them. So like anytime a dude is from Russia, like he's automatically suspect. And address what Cass was saying about the clomiphene. If you know, this nigga, what's the guy that just fought Eubank, what's his name? Conor Ben and Puello both tested positive for clomiphene. Now there's the female fertility drug, right? But they use it to mask like when they coming off the cycle. It's like a post cycle therapy drug that they use. I guess it's like
To even out the testosterone or some shit like
yeah,
that.
basically. I mean, so when a
Yeah.
guy tests positive for clomiphene, yes, it's not necessarily a PD, but they know that you were using PD because of the post psychotherapy and stuff like that. So when you look at Conor Ben, you look at Puello, you look at now Katiev, like obviously these guys was using that to probably bring their levels back normal. So I just felt like boxing has a really big problem with PD usage. And nobody wants to address it. Now with Reynoso, my theory is since he's fighting Bud, Victor Conte is just probably pulling everything out from under the rug. Like, I bet this guy tested positive this time. This guy tested positive this time. That's what I believe it is. Because the same thing with Devin
but it's
Haney. As
like
soon as
back
Devin
to
Haney
back.
fought this dude, he tested positive.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like damn, running them so back to back though. No
It's
time in
because he
between.
fighting. It's because he fighting Bud. If he wasn't fighting Bud, they wouldn't have none of these positive tests right now. Because why have it happen now? The time and the suspect.
So man, don't get me started, Big Supreme.
Let's go, man. It's early. I mean, middle of the
It's,
week. Like, let's go. Let me hear it.
I ain't gonna lie, that ran across my mind, but his history is what made me kind of be like, maybe they're doing a different test now that's catching something that they're taking that wasn't before or something. Because for it to be what you're saying, which has crossed my mind, would mean he's just been getting away with it, and now they just saying something about it because he about to fight Bud type shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's what it is. How as soon as you sign off to fight Bud, now all of these guys are coming out with your fighters testing positive, and it's like now it's gonna make Canelo look like he's gonna be on something. But then to me, that make Bud look suspect. It's like, yo, bro, why y'all going so hard? Out of nowhere, all of these guys is testing positive on the Reynoso. Now, this is the thing I don't like, right? Now, when you look at a Reynoso fighter that tests positive, now any fighter associated with him, they're gonna be called the Juice Crew, this, that, and third. But then Victor Conte has numerous fighters that tested positive on him, on the snack, and everybody acts like it's an isolated situation. That's what I don't like. You can't make Reynoso the Juice Crew and the steroid man, and then look over here at Conte and ignore the fighters that tested positive on him. Anytime a
Fact.
fighter tests positive on the Conte, he says he wasn't in that state at that time. He was at a press conference over here for this fighter. It's the same song and dance. Now, as of late, the fighters that tested positive on the snack, they'll say, well, they wasn't on snack at that time, or that was this fighter
Mhm.
or this person. No, no, that's him. So if everybody knows so is the juice man, so is Conte. So I feel like
But
it's an even playing
he's
field.
literally we literally know Conte is the like we already know it's not a he been the juice man.
He been
We
to
already know.
jail.
Shout out to A1 and William Old School. William
What's
Old
good?
School, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Um, Look, Victor had countless people test positive for him. And he had the same people also test negative multiple times before they actually got caught. Jane Mosley exposed that. Eddie Reynoso, my question is, and I don't know this, or maybe I'm stupid. Where did they train at? Is it in Mexico or the United States?
Most likely it's Mexico.
So they got tainted beef down there, right? Am
Yeah,
I
but
right?
Allegedly, allegedly, but I don't know if it's still happening though.
they said they've adjusted the levels to take into account for that, right?
Right.
Remember they changed the levels and stuff for when Canelo popped?
Absolutely. And I blew a freaking gasket about it.
I
Look,
believe. All right,
it,
this is my thing, right? Now,
Hold
go
on,
ahead,
look,
hold
if
on,
Will.
they
hold
Go
on,
ahead,
Big
Will. Go
Supreme.
ahead,
Let
Will.
me let me
if
get let me get go ahead, William, and then we're gonna go to
if
A1.
they're training and they're gonna fight in the states and fight guys from the states, I think they should move. If the problem keeps coming up and it happens to be things that they're eating over there, well, guess what? It's either get the hell out of boxing or move your damn gym. Go ahead, Big Supreme.
Now,
Oh, no,
A1, go ahead,
A1.
bro.
Go ahead, A1. What's your 2 cents?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, hear you.
What's good, everybody? No, I ain't got too much to say. I just wanted to hop on and say salute to you. Appreciate the content you're dropping. Old school, y'all already know what it is,
It
man. Can't
was.
Jay Supreme.
All
You
right,
know,
all right.
I don't hop on too many panels, man. I do it every now and then. But I think what did they say? It was confirmed. It was at least 6 with speculation. It was probably like 5 or 6 more that they is unconfirmed as of right now. My thing is, I know y'all saying Victor Conte the juice man. Hey, he the plug, bro. Like Victor Conte, that he the ultimate plug. That man like the one man cartel of the little, you know what I'm saying, the illegal industry type of thing for boxing. But it's no coincidence the same trainer is having these issues. Like I said, if this was Derrick James, you know, when Earl lost, when Mel lost and Frank Ware lost, like all these people was throwing Derrick James under the bus saying, bro, he just producing losers. He's not really he not really that good of a trainer and this, that, and the third, right? But when it comes to Eddie Renee, so you're not hearing it, like people not wanting to really take it there with them. They literally wanting to get this man a pass and
Yep.
not hold him accountable. Is like, how is it that under your stable, damn near all of y'all fighters have popped? And it's like everybody they want to give them some type of leeway. Like they increased the limit for Canelo. They moving the goalpost
Nah, I don't. You know why I
so
disagree
much
with
and
that
making it so
A1?
blatant that they turn it into a race thing that at this point even a blind person can see it, bro. Like if you don't look a certain way and you're not from a certain place, you're not getting the benefit of the doubt. That's non-existent. And I hate to say it, and I hate to even bring it to that, but it's like it's becoming too blatant to the point where it has to be, it has to be talked about. But that's my little rant on things. And thank you again for having me on the panel, though.
Thanks for coming up, everyone. Appreciate your support. We got Cam J Network on the panel.
Yo,
And
what's good?
let
What's
me say this
good?
too,
Man, what up?
responding to what A1 is saying, because I think me and Big Supreme had this conversation one day. If they're allowing the fighters in Mexico to essentially take steroids, right? Because their meat is tainted. What implication is that? What advantage is they giving to the quote unquote Mexican fighter? Cam J Network, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, I was wanted to double back on the whole turkey with the $60 thing, man, on the pay-per-view. I'm like, it's crazy how like they got so quiet when it come up to, turkey on the $60 pay-per-view because they was all bigging up turkey for the $25 pay-per-views and everything. Now that he done made us pay for a double pay-per-view first week of May, and now he got the $60 pay-per-view for the Shakur and Berlanga fight. You don't see nobody talking about the $60 right now. And the crazy
Because they
part,
all
if
dick
it was a
riders. That's why.
PB, if it was a PBC situation like this, they'd be all complaining about this shit. Like you see how they spread, how they like had the double standards on the narratives. That the shit just be nasty work seeing this shit, behind the scenes, man. Because it real life be nasty work for sure, man.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know if you was here, Cam J Network, but I was like, where was all the people that was so excited about the $25 pay-per-view because they felt like it was too much, but now this $60, like they're cool, they don't feel no type of way. I'm just curious because I read one
I ain't
room.
seen nobody on Facebook. I ain't seen nobody on Twitter or Instagram. I ain't seen nobody talking about it today, sis.
Look at Southern Mall. Look at Southern
That's because
Mall.
they got the bundle. That's because they got the bundle. Shout
That's
out
the
Big
first thing
Dog
Southern
Willie.
Mall said all day.
Who?
Southern Mall, you said $60 ain't shit. Come on, man.
Go ahead, Big Dog Willie.
I'm getting the fight. I don't mind paying $60. There's nothing wrong with that.
Now
I
Big
this.
mean,
dog. Big, I
what?
really got big money, man. You got big money over there.
Oh, okay. I wish.
You spend that in super chats every day, nigga.
So, Big Dog Willie, let me ask you a question though, a
What's that?
serious question. When this started with the $25 pay-per-view thing, that was a big talking selling point for Turkey with people, right? Was that the pay-per-views is gonna be $25? They're not gonna be charging
I
more.
didn't really care how much it costs. I'll be honest with you. $25 ain't nothing. I mean, $60 to get up there, but the car's not bad. Now it was like 80 or something like that. That'll be a different story. But 60 is doable. I don't really mind that.
Okay. Okay. So what you got for the show?
I just wanted to get on here and talk about the fight, Shakur. I hear a lot of taking maniacs saying crazy shit. But
Like what? Let me ask you
I
a
don't
question,
really
man.
want to get in.
Where do you find these tankomaniacs you speak of? Because when you come over here saying
Man,
this,
I was on
it
no man.
sounds too
I was
far
on
for me. So
no. I mean, you
what
gotta
is
be
it?
saying crazy ass shit. Then the other day
Wait,
they
hold on.
said
Who is you guys, bro? Stop lumping me in with ignorance.
I'm not. I don't mean you 2 cent.
Oh, okay.
You're not part of them. You just like 50% of them, but you're not the whole part of them. So what I'm trying to say is, I mean, it's every fan base. So I'm just pointing you guys out. So it's not nothing because the Haney coach works in you guys at times. So I'm not pointing you guys out directly. So I just like yes the other day was it yes I think it was yesterday. Somebody said Shakur is gonna get his ass whipped because Zepeda's the new Manny Pacquiao. I'm like, come on now. It's just
Stuff like that. I know you guys want to see him lose, but say Zepeda's Manny Pacquiao now. Let's stop it.
They trying to sell the fight, big dog.
That's not selling the fight. That's insanity.
They trying to sell the fight, big dog. Well, you know you got to exaggerate a little bit. It's like how Shakur Stevenson say he gonna put belt to ass. You feel what I'm saying? You got to sell the fight.
Big dog, who wants to watch a one-sided fight? Answer that.
Manny Pacquiao.
Nah, that's a reach. That's a reach. That's a casual. That's a casual.
People are
That's a
praying to God that Manny's gonna find that big one-hitter quitter for Barrios, but I hate to tell y'all, Manny's gonna get torched.
But I'm not talking about. They're saying young Manny Pacquiao, not 19, not
They
2025
don't
Pacquiao.
even
They were
fight
saying
like Manny Pacquiao.
2010 Manny Pacquiao.
That's a
Well,
terrible
because
comparison.
they were just talking about his throwing a lot of punches, but Manny Pacquiao is so much better. I don't even anyway. But yeah,
And his
that
hands
stuff
are
like that.
faster. And he
But
come in
I
and
don't
end
really.
it.
But in terms of the price, I really don't care about the price of the thing. I'm gonna get it. I got people coming to my house. I'm frying some chicken.
You having
I'm
a fight
ready.
for the Shakur? That's what's up. You know what, Big Dog Willie? You the first person or the first Shakur fan that has said something of that nature. We throwing a fight party. I'm going to the fight, or you know what I'm saying. I haven't heard no other Shakur fan say that.
I'm not going to New York to go to no fight. But if they fight in Vegas, I'll go to fight in Vegas. But I'm not going to no New York. That's just I'm on the West Coast. I live in Seattle, so I'm not going all the way down there to cross. That's exactly across the whole fucking nation to get there. So,
But
Shit,
Miss
ain't
Big
no
Dog
better
Willie,
anyway.
Miss Barbara D said
huh?
it's not about the money. Miss Barbara D said it's not about the money. It's about what Turkey said and then decided something else. The man is not transparent. He's
Exactly.
a
Exactly,
liar.
Barbara.
No, I understand what Barbara D's saying. I'm just saying for myself. For myself, it's not about the money because I don't rely on any of these promotional companies or deals saying one thing into another. They all be lying. So there's no point in me even trying to figure what they're trying to do out every single fight. Like Tank and Roach, I'm just using this as an example. Tank and Roach supposed to be announced by now. Are we having a fight in August? Who
It's
knows?
supposed to be announced by now, according to who?
If you're trying to listen to me 2 cents. If you're trying to buy tickets to the fight and try to know where to get hotels and everything like that, don't you want to know by now?
I mean, you don't even know when the fight gonna be, so you just gotta wait. You
Exactly.
think it's gonna be in August, but
You hear
obviously it's
August.
not.
You
So
hear
you just
August.
gotta wait. Hold on, time out. Let me say this because I keep hearing people try to spread this like, oh, the PBC ain't announced the fight. They just haven't announced the fight. Y'all just gotta wait. I'm not understanding what the uproar and the hoopla is about. If you want to buy tickets, wait for them to announce the fight and then buy the tickets.
So why?
What's the
Okay. So, but hold on. So we're hearing all this, but just that's what I'm saying. When is the fight? Nobody knows when the fight is. They haven't said anything, and people want to know.
they haven't made the date yet? Like, I don't understand.
There've
Say
been dates flying. There've been dates flying around. Hell of dates flying
yes, it
around.
has. There has been dates flying around and they haven't
So
decided on one yet.
if you're like I'm saying, if you especially if it's gonna be if it's a summer fight, people want to know when it is. If they wait until
It might,
September, there's a lot of fights in September that people are gonna want to go to.
then it might be after September. We just don't know yet.
Okay. See, that's what I'm saying.
Shout out Mr. Shelton and Rich in the building. Mr. Shelton, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
So what's up?
What's up, y'all? How's everybody doing?
We're good. We're good.
Nah, I just heard somebody saying something about the money and all that shit. Look, that's irrelevant. If you working every day and you ain't got $60, you need to get a new profession.
Now it's irrelevant. Okay.
Yeah, it's
I can
irrelevant. It
say
doesn't
that. I
matter
can
because you're
say
gonna
that
watch it
about
regardless.
$80.
If it's $80,
If you working
I'm gonna
every day,
watch
you
it.
should have
If it's
$80
$60, I'm
too.
gonna watch it. Huh?
If you working every day, if you're a working grown adult, you should have an extra $80 too.
If it's $80, I'm gonna watch it. If it's $100, if I want to watch
Now
it,
I'm
I'm gonna
saying
watch it.
though,
I don't
but
care
why
about the
we not
money.
addressing the hypocrisy though? That's the thing. We moving the goalposts now.
Huh?
$60 ain't
Say,
shit.
say again. Hold on. Say again. Say it again. Hold
All
on.
right,
You say it again.
we moving the goalposts because when Turkey said, "Look, first of all, the zone said pay-per-view is dead. They're not doing pay-per-views." Then they switched it up and started doing pay-per-views. Then Turkey came on and said, "You know what? Pay-per-views is too expensive. You got to pay $89.99 for 4 different pay-per-views," which is weird because the main criticism of PBC is the activity. So you're not paying that 4 times a year, 5 times a year. You get what I'm saying? Now with Turkey, I'm gonna bring it down to $20. Everybody was praising him. Look, yes, he's good for the sport. This, that, and third. Now he's bumping it up to 60. The same people ain't saying shit. So I feel like that's like problematic, bro. Where someone could do something.
Why is it problematic? Because here's my thing, right? Here's my
Hold on,
thing.
let him finish. Let him finish. Let him
Is
finish.
any
Go
of
ahead.
this
Go ahead, Shelton.
is
Go
Hold
ahead.
any
on,
of this going to stop you from watching the fights?
Mr. Shelton. You cannot over. You like to just overlook stuff and just no. That's not the point.
I mean, the
If it's
stuff
gonna
you're
stop
talking
you
about
That
from
is
isn't the
watching,
point.
petty and it's small.
it's
Now it's
not
petty and
petty and
small, but
small.
like the same people just was complaining like 3, 4 months ago.
Who are these people?
Niggas like
Half the
you, Big
motherfuckers
Dog
that's
Don't
Willie.
complaining
worry.
is
Don't
streaming
worry.
shit
Don't
anyway.
worry.
Act
So
up
Don't
free will.
worry.
When these
Don't
niggas was
worry.
on the panel
I got
about 4 months
everything on
ago, look,
wax.
around the
I got
time day
everything on
before I
wax.
fought Usyk, that's when they said that it's gonna bring
huh?
down the pay-per-view to $20. So then once that happened, the same dick riders that come on every panel was like, yeah, that's good for the sport, PBC. We're not paying $89 for that trash. We're gonna get $20 pay-per-views for great fights. This is what y'all niggas was saying. Now he bumped it up to 60. The same niggas ain't saying shit. Same niggas ain't
Yeah,
saying
I hear
shit.
you. I hear. I get it. I
That's
get
what
it.
I'm
And y'all
saying.
hear that? I don't listen to stuff like I don't even care about shit like that. So
Hold
I
on.
get
Let
it. I
me
understand where y'all
let
coming
me get
from.
this super chat. Let me get the super chat. Shout out to I am your leader with the $1.99 worth of cap. He says Canelo versus Crawford is free. PBC is ass. You think it's free? You think it's free right now. You don't know if it's gonna be free the week of the fight. Shout out to I'm your leader.
Yeah, it's free. It's free. They already said it's free. If you got a
Yeah, so this is
subscription.
what I'm
Now, if you ain't got
saying.
no Netflix
I think
subscription,
you getting
if
me
you ain't
and
got no
him
Netflix
me
subscription, it's not free.
me. I think you get me Shelton. I mean, I think you get us confused with other people. We don't mind paying for the money for the fight. I understand what you guys are saying that people complain about it's going to be one way to another way, but I mean, boxing is screwed up. They change their mind on everything every single day. So I don't know why people complain about how boxing conducts their business in the first place.
Nobody.
Oh,
I'm
you
not
sound
complaining.
logical
I'm just
today.
hold on. I'm not complaining. Listen, guys, y'all gotta understand what a complaint is, and y'all gotta understand what hating is. It's like y'all get y'all vocabulary. I'm not complaining. I'm just making an observation that he said the pay-per-views was gonna be $25. Everybody was excited about that. That was a very big talking point for them about why we should support Turkey. Now those prices are increasing, which I knew they were gonna increase. You're not gonna keep no damn pay-per-views at $25. You're not gonna be able to do that for long. Now that they're increasing, and I'm just curious. Those people that were excited about that $25, how are y'all feeling about it now? Is what I'm trying to get at. Nobody's complaining. Like Mr. Shelton say, you either gonna pay for it and watch it or you not. It's not gonna stop you from buying the fight.
I hear
But
you.
what
I
do
hear
y'all
you.
think? I'm,
I
I'm,
hear what you're saying. I think I was just taking it from my point of view. I just don't trust boxing. I don't trust them at all. So I just think people who do
Yeah,
try to Turkey and
that's where I'm
all,
at with it.
it's like I don't
That's where I'm
trust
at
what
with
they're
it.
going
I'm
to
with
say.
Big Dog Willie. I'm with Big Dog Willie
but,
from
but
the point that I
hold
don't
on,
trust PBC. I
Hold
don't
on.
trust Golden Boy.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
get on your
trust
ass.
hold
Top
on.
Rank.
One
I don't
Hell
second. I'm
trust
gonna get
none
on
of
no.
them
your ass.
dudes.
Time
They
out.
all full of
Time out.
shit.
Time
They
out.
all full of
Time
shit.
the hell out. Because when that was the point, we've been trying to make about Turkey this whole time, paying attention, looking at things, pointing out the contradictions, pointing out the propaganda and the line and all that, because you definitely should be on high alert with a foreign entity coming in with unlimited money into a market. Y'all was crying, y'all haters, y'all this, y'all that, and now all of a sudden y'all don't trust them. Shout out knockout boxing, and I am
No,
your
we
leader
don't
on the
trust.
panel.
I
What
said
are
we
we
don't
saying? We're
trust
not
Hey
saying
boxing.
yo,
anything
nah,
about
We don't
nah,
Turkey.
trust
We
nah,
talking
that
about
was
Big
boxing.
Dog
good,
Willie
bro.
is being objective is
you've
because this
never heard
nigga
me
been
say nothing
clowning and
about
trolling
Turkey's grade or
Shakur.
none of that. I don't give a shit about
Yeah,
none of them.
nobody.
I
I
care
said we
about the
don't
You
trust
price.
heard? You
boxing.
heard 2 cents? The only reason why this nigga's being objective and unbiased is because this nigga been trolling Shakur for the last couple months. If this nigga wasn't on Shakur ass, you will be saying that Turkey's tripping right now. But the
Who?
fact that
No,
he's
I
been
think
going
no,
against Shakur, now
no,
you
no, no,
could
no, no,
be
no, no, no. I have
unbiased. Now you
never
could
complained
give your
about
honest
the price
opinion.
of a fucking fight. I have
I'm
never
just
complained
saying,
about the price
man.
of a
Same
fight.
niggas,
All right, hold on,
bro.
y'all.
Y'all
Hold on,
niggas is
y'all. I
dick
Oh
can't
no,
even
eaters.
no. I
complain.
think you honestly
All right,
you're
hold on.
delusional because that's not what
Hold on,
I have
Mr.
never
You
complained
delusional,
about.
nigga.
No, you're
Hold on, I got some new
delusional.
people on
You
the
come on
panel.
a
I got
panel
some new
dick eating,
people on
nigga.
the
Fuck
panel.
out of here.
Man, you shut the hell up. You just mad because I say things
Bruh,
about Jake Paul.
hold on, bro. I don't want to have to
Nigga's a
mute you.
dick eater.
Knockout Boxing 86 TV. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Oh, I'm chilling. What's up with everybody up here? 2 cents. What's up with you? Glad I'm able
What's
to
going on?
catch you
KO.
live. You know what I'm saying? Catch you live on the afternoon cook. Appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah,
KO.
I'm doing some work
Yo,
in the
Yo,
background.
salute, brother.
Oil
Yeah,
money.
y'all know I'll chime in and start talking shit if somebody say something I don't like. So I'm gonna chill for now, but I'm gonna be on somebody here, man. I can sense it. I can sense some bullshit on the way, and I'm just
it's
waiting on it.
already brewing. It's already brewing.
It's already stirring
You
up,
just like
bro.
So
talking shit,
I heard
nigga.
Already,
that
bro.
Tank's gonna
You
fight
just like
Rolly
talking
in
shit,
a couple
nigga.
of
Cut the
weeks.
cap.
I heard
I
that
am your
Tank is
leader.
gonna
What's your
fight
2
Rolly.
cents? What you got for the show? I am your leader. What you got for the show?
I just want to say thank you, Turkey, for bringing us all these great fights. This weekend, another great fight. Yeah, thank you,
You
Turkey. Thank you.
All right. JD, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
man, that title is cat. That nigga ain't going
Yeah,
over.
yeah, yeah. See 2 cents. We said we're gonna get it live, right?
Man, that
Yeah.
shit is cat.
This is lit right now. Yeah.
That nigga not going over there, man.
Hey, that's what
You
he
think that
said, JD.
man? Man. Look, why y'all listen to that dirty nigga from Newark, man? I
I'm just
don't know
telling you
why
what he
y'all be
said, bro. Don't
believing
shoot the
this, man.
messenger.
Nah, man.
Let's
We
say he
need to
You
put a
don't
shoot
link.
his
believe
name.
that? You don't believe that nigga JD? You don't
No,
believe him, bro?
that nigga's man. Look,
Man,
did
that's
he tell you? Did Kale? Did he tell you? You don't know who died and made you the god of telling nobody, however the fuck whatever the dumb shit he said. Like I
yeah.
don't
He
believe
said
shit.
something. He said I don't know who. He said I don't know who and died and made you king or whether or not I'm gonna win around or not. Or some shit he told me that time I
Some
talked to him.
stupid
Yeah,
shit that didn't even make
yeah.
sense. I don't know why we believe shit that he say because first of all, if this if this is if this is like true, right? Then I don't see him speaking on any PBC business. Like what fighters do we know that have a big fight with the PBC ever bring it up before they go over there? Nigga's a cab artist, bro. He capping. He ain't going over there, bro. He ain't going
And
over
he does that like he do. I think he's doing that so y'all could watch his fight. So you could be like, "Oh, I'm about to watch this fight. He about to go over to fight Tank next after this fight." He said he willing to go to you know what I'm saying? And
there. Yeah.
then if it don't happen, y'all gonna be Tank ducking. Shakur said he was
Well,
willing
he
to
need.
go over there. Shout
Yeah,
out
he
Sims in
creating a
the building.
narrative for
Wait,
his.
Shakur really said that?
He
Yeah, he
creating a
said it.
narrative for all his 13
What
fans.
interview said that with the
He's
Bulldog
just
and
talking.
Masters?
He's just talking.
Somebody put the link in the chat when he said
It's
that.
with it's the one with Ariel
Yeah,
Hawani.
Ariel Hawani, right? Yeah.
Ariel Hawani said, so what are you gonna do? He said, what's the fight that you need? And he said, of course you know the name. I gotta have that Tank fight. That's the only fight I want next. I'm gonna do everything I can. I do anything I can to make that fight happen next. And the thing with Shakur Stevenson is, bro, like we heard this when you was leaving Top Rank, bro. When he was leaving Top Rank in 2024, it was the same tune. Tank is the only fight I want. I want to chase the biggest fights. I'm leaving Top Rank to be a free agent because I want the biggest fight in the world. I want Tank Davis. I want all these guys. And then as soon as he left Top Rank, he signed to the one promoter that didn't have nobody that he called out, bro. And so
Mm.
here he is again, a free agent, less than a year later. This nigga, like, I don't know why y'all keep cutting him out of this slack, bro. He's about to be a free agent for a second time. In the span of a year, he became a free agent in the summer of 2024, and
He
he's
gonna do the
about to
same
become a
shit.
free
You
agent.
can't
He's
trust
about to
either
become.
fighter. You
Hold
can't
on, bro.
trust either
Hold on,
fighter,
fam.
bro.
I'm not done talking. I'm not
Oh,
done at all.
sorry.
And
Oh
so
man, I'm sorry.
he's about to become a free agent again at the
Oh
summer of
shit.
2025. So when you say you're going to do anything to make the Tank Davis fight happen, okay, cool. Let's see what he actually does in free agent because I am willing to bet that when he becomes a free agent, he going to be entertaining Eddie Hearn, entertaining Turkey, seeing who he can sign there, seeing if he can sign there. And it's not going to be that same energy of I'll do whatever it takes to make this fight happen. And people like Big Dog Willie, they're not gonna hold him accountable to
What
that.
about Tank? You gonna
It's
hold
gonna
Tank
be
accountable? You
Hold
gonna
Gervonta
hold
on.
Tank
Tank
Davis's
I am
accountable?
your
fault.
leader. We're
Hell
not
no, ain't
talking
gonna
about
hold Tank
Tank
accountable for
signing that.
nothing.
Hold
We're
Tank
not talking
accountable
about
for what?
Tank.
You see what I'm
We're not
saying?
talking
This is
about
why.
Tank. What are y'all talking about? The
We're
man
talking
said
This is
about
this is
he
Shakur and
is
Tank. What
willing.
the fuck are y'all talking
The
about? We're
man
talking about
said he's
Shakur fighting
willing to
Tank.
go. Bro, you're not gonna yell over
So
me.
why
I am
you
your leader. You gotta
y'all
relax.
yelling for, bro?
We are talking about Shakur Stevenson saying that he's going to go to PBC to make the fight.
With Tank.
So obviously he knows that to make the fight, he needs to go to PBC. So what are y'all crying about holding Tank accountable for?
We don't even know if Tank's gonna fight Roach. What's going on?
Man, this guy is who is this guy?
What's going
That's
on?
true. That's
Like,
true.
you want me to get
How we
started,
don't know?
man? Do you
Can
want me to ask
somebody can somebody go let Lamont Roach know that he's not fighting Tank? Because he showed his whole attitude, having a camp, paying for sparring partners, talking about revenge tour.
When's the date?
He marketing his entire self right now off of the Tank Davis rematch. So can somebody go let him know that he's not
But
fighting
when's the
Tank?
Hey,
fight?
I'll do you one
Can you let
better.
me know when
Somebody
the
go
fight
tell
is?
Coach Kenny
Why
Ellis
y'all
he's
just
not
can't
about
wait
to
for
fight
them
in
Let me
August.
announcements?
jump in.
Can you let me
What's
know
up,
when the
Rick
fight is,
Sims?
brother?
Let me jump
Somebody
in
go
here,
Hold
tell
on.
y'all.
Kenny Ellis to stop telling Mill City Boxing that they fighting in August. Somebody
All
tell
right, go
Kenny that.
ahead,
The
Rick
coach.
Sims. What you got? We can't hear
Hey,
you,
two
Rick.
cents. What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Salute, Rick.
Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Still can't hear me?
We hear you.
Y'all. Hey, two cents. What's up with you, the panel chat?
Yeah.
I just had this one question, man. Whenever we hear these announcements about these fights, whether they're official, whether they're signed, or whatever, every time all we can do is just be patient and wait. So my question is, what is the big rush about this Tank and Roach announcement? When both of them obviously been training, both of them been going at each other, it's obvious they about
I
to
want to go to the fight.
get back in the ring. What? Oh,
I want to
okay,
go to the
cool.
fight.
But
Nigga, you gotta
When is
wait. You
it?
know, I
Where
can't
why
is
rush
it?
them, nigga.
why is it so emotionally charged?
No, I just
Is
want to
my
go to the fight,
question.
bro. It's supposed to be next month, but I don't know where to book my hotel. I don't even know where
It's
to buy
not
a ticket.
supposed to. Hold
So
on,
that's
time
why
out.
you
How
mad
can you,
because you don't
time out,
know?
time out, time out,
The
time out.
fuck?
How can you say it's supposed to be next month when it
It's
ain't
on
been
WBA's
announced?
website. WBA has August 16th or something.
No, it's not on
Yeah,
WBA
it's just
website.
misinformation, to send. You can't. It's really hard to plan around that.
Yo, my man,
Plan
first of all,
around
we
what?
moving
You
the
make
goalposts. Why
plans
we
till you
talking
get
about
the
Tank and
announcement.
Shakur's the one doing the fuck shit, bro?
Because you tank lawyers. You tank lawyers.
You brought
Y'all
up Tank. We
ridiculous.
was talking about
Man,
Shakur,
who
bro.
is this nigga? Who is that?
I don't know. Some miscellaneous nigga, bro. I don't know who that is.
I am your leader is a troll. He be cheap. He
Nah,
trolling.
he be
He
trolling. He
trolling.
be
But
I'm not
on
you just
trolling,
fucking
bro.
gotta
I want to
Like,
go
rush.
to the
podcast.
fight. I just don't
You
know
just
when it
gotta,
is.
bro. You
I just
cannot
wanna
rush people when to make their announcement. Y'all sound silly.
I
It's
just
It's
wanna
supposed to
not
be
make
like
next
sure
month.
I want to make sure I'm clear. So Shakur Stevenson said something in an interview. We trying to talk about it, and y'all want to talk about Tank Davis.
But you said it was
That's
all
crazy
about
right there.
Shakur fighting Tank, though. You said it was
They
So
in
Shakur
love
trying to
with
fight
Tank.
Tank. It takes two to
so
tango.
so
This nigga
again,
fights the pet in like 3 days.
so
You
so
want to talk
again,
about
did
Tank?
Take
did
two to
Tank
tango,
Davis
right?
did Tank Davis sit down with Ariel Hawani, or
So you
did
want to
Shakur
blame
Stevenson sit down
Shakur
with
for
Ariel
not
Hawani?
for being fake about a Tank fight? What about Tank? Is Tank gonna
No,
be serious about a
I
Shakur
wanna
fight?
talk about what Shakur
Right.
said
Answer the
and
question.
holding him accountable to it. What does
You got to
Tank
hold
Davis
Tank
have to do?
accountable too,
What does Tank Davis have to do with what the fuck Shakur Stevenson said he was gonna do?
because Shakur said he wanted to fight him.
This
I don't
nigga's a
get.
dick eater.
Bro, you're
all
stupid.
right, bro. All
You're dumb,
right,
Bro,
bro.
you
bro.
stupid.
You're dumb, bro.
Don't get
You're an
So
idiot, bro.
defensive,
listen.
bro. Don't get defensive, bro. It's
You're an
all good,
idiot, bro.
bro. It's just the internet, bro. It's everything's gonna be okay, bro.
All
You
right,
can
you
be
gotta
you
chill. I
you're
ain't your leader.
stupid,
You
bro.
gotta chill, bro.
You're
You
Everything's
dumb,
gotta
gonna be
dog.
chill.
all right, bro. Hey, hit
So,
2 cents with some donations, bro.
so
Peace
what
and
I was
love.
saying was,
Peace. Just peace. Let it roll. Just let
Hey,
it.
2 cents. You want some money? I'll give
Stupid.
you some donations, bro. You
Just
host a
peace.
if
great
Peace, man.
panel,
Be
bro.
it
calm
helps me
down.
out,
Calm down. Hey, homie.
if
Homie, calm down. Don't need to talk
if
over everybody. Just let it
I
Host a
gotta,
ride.
great panel,
I'm
bro.
about to have to start muting people,
That's
y'all.
what we
Come
got a
on.
mute button for.
I do believe if Shakur Stevenson puts on a great performance, that rhetoric will change. Um, but what is left for Shakur Stevenson? If he puts on a masterclass performance against Zepeda, what's really left for him? He's gonna have to go after the Tank fight.
What you
But will
got?
he is the
What?
question.
Good Tank.
Hey, this is what I want to say, right? I want to say this, right? I just seen the Shakur interview. He definitely got to go after
We
that
waiting.
Tank. He definitely got to go after Tank,
We
right?
got you. Go ahead, bro.
But it's also he also seemed confident about a Teofimo fight too. So
At 140, so he moving up.
so He said he a small guy, but he said something about Teofimo, and it seemed like that it's like in the back of his mind, like that's an option, and Teo looking for a fight too.
He ain't fighting nobody.
He's not going to 140 if Keyshawn about to go to 140. They're gonna be in the same predicament they was in at
I don't
35. That
think.
wouldn't even make
I
sense.
mean, you could go to 140. That don't mean that you got a campaign and stay there. You could go
Tio
fight
didn't want to
somebody.
fight Keyshawn.
Gullible, bro. It's just gullible as fuck. Bro, y'all
Yeah,
believe little niggas
yeah.
say.
So
All he did was say, all I saw, Rich, correct me if I'm wrong. All Shakur said when they asked him who would you want to fight, he said I can also want to fight Teofimo because he talk a lot of shit. That's all he said, bro.
yeah.
So I don't know, like where you getting the rest of that shit you said from, bro?
Nah, I ain't say no wrestling. I'm saying that's who he said he want to fight, but Teofimo looking for a fight,
I
Tio's not
mean,
fighting nobody.
I mean, again, bro.
they still under the same umbrella, so that shit shouldn't be really hard to make too. Especially if he go out there and look good against Zepeda on Friday and win. I
I
mean,
doubt
on
Shakur Stevenson going to.
Saturday and win.
Why do y'all think Shakur Stevenson gonna move up and fight somebody? I'm curious.
Who's saying that? I don't know
He's
who's
Nobody
not
saying
going to
saying
that.
do
it.
that.
No,
He's not going to do that.
He
Because
also
Tio's at
said
140.
he also said in the area who won the interview that he's a small guy. He's staying at
yeah, he did.
135.
Yeah, he did say that too.
You
So it's
can't
like
trust him.
who that
Yo,
just
but
said
then he
that?
say he want to fight Matias
Hold
and
on,
Gary
hold on, hold on,
Anderson.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Who just
What
said
happened
you
to
can't
that?
trust him?
You can't trust Shakur or Tank.
Are
Who
you the
said
Yeah,
same? Are you the same nigga that was just arguing with me?
Yeah,
yes?
Maybe. I don't know.
All
same
right,
nigga.
bro.
Yo, 2 cents, get him off the panel,
All right,
bro.
bro. All
nah,
right,
but
fam.
but
Nah, let him stay.
he ain't
Out of
saying
here.
nothing. He ain't saying nothing that's too far fetched off. You can't trust it. You really can't trust nothing that these guys say when they get in
Nah,
front of
nah.
the
Let's
camera.
address
Exactly.
Shakur
You
saying he
can't
want
No,
to
really,
no,
you
fight
that's
can't.
true.
I
Matias and
don't
Gary
heard,
That's
I don't
true.
heard
Anderson.
one guy say,
What's
"What
up with
has
that?
somebody done? Who have he fought? What's the point of me fighting
Yeah,
them?"
you
I done
can't
heard
just
another
put down
guy say,
Shakur. It's
I
both
done
of
heard
them.
another guy say
It's
a
What
all
bunch
of
of
them.
about
shit.
what
I
about
done
that
heard.
he said
So
that
you
you
really
can't
can't
trust,
trust
bro?
none of them.
It's
I
both
haven't
of them
seen.
and it's all of them. Let's not
I haven't.
just
Nah, but
pick
what
one
I'm
All of
person
saying
them,
is
out.
bro. You got
Shakur
to
I
hold them
haven't
always
seen.
all
I
wanted.
haven't seen.
accountable.
I haven't
Hold
seen.
on, time
I
out,
haven't
time
seen
out.
none of these guys stand beside their word on the interview.
Let me
None of
say
these
something when
guys.
whoever that was talking last finished.
That was
No.
Rich. You done,
That
Rich?
was
Nah,
Rich. All right, so this is my
all
thing,
I
right?
said, I haven't heard none of
Shakur's
these
the only
guys.
one that calls dudes out by their name. He said he wanted to fight Matias. He said he wanted to fight Gary. He said he's willing to fight Tio. These guys are at 140. So now you too small. But when Tank said he was too small to go up to 140, y'all killed him. Y'all went on panels and said he's a coward, this, and the third. So now with Shakur, you want to
I,
add Tank in there. Nah, give him the same fire you gave Tank, bro.
Why are
That
we
was
I
the
talking
see.
shit.
I
about
think.
Tank?
Hold on, hold on.
Listen,
I think you. I think you're getting
yeah, I
mixed
ain't
up.
never disrespect
I
Tank.
know. I think
I'm
you're
If
getting
he
talking in
said,
Shakur
listen,
fans
general, bro.
mixed up
But
with
Tank
David
not the
Haney
president of
fans.
the
I ain't never
Shakur fan club,
disrespect
bro. There's other Shakur fans,
Tank
bro.
forever doing something like that.
No,
And
no. See, I think you're getting.
last time I checked, he fought somebody at 140, right?
No, Rich. I think
Then
he's
he fight
getting.
somebody like
Get
I ain't never
Rich.
disrespect him by
One
saying
mic,
that.
one
Rich.
mic, one mic.
Yeah,
Rich. What I'm trying to say, I think he's getting Shakur fans mixed up with David Haney fans. We don't say shit like that.
yeah, I ain't never said nothing like
Why are
Oh
we
that.
talking
yeah.
about
Like,
So why
Tank?
y'all
I
doing
thought
it
we were
right
talking about
now?
Shakur.
What?
What you said? What you said, leader?
Oh, I was just
Huh?
saying, why are we talking about Tank? I thought we were talking about Shakur, like the other man said, like
Hold on,
earlier.
dude. We're trying to
Exactly.
do.
Same shit.
Never
So
mind,
like
man.
we was talking about Shakur, you brought up Tank. Now I'm on Shakur ass. You want to talk about Tank? Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all
All
gotta
right,
be
here we go.
consistent.
They
Switching gears
weird,
here.
bro.
Fight coming up this weekend. Shakur Zepeda. We can run around the panel. What's y'all 2 cents about that fight? Um, realistically, how do y'all see that
You
fight
want me to go
going?
first?
Go
You
ahead,
want me to go
JD. What
first?
you got?
You want me to
Go
go
ahead,
first?
JD. Go ahead. Is Shakur gonna put
Man,
belt to ass?
No.
that nigga in trouble. Word to me, he in trouble.
Who's
I ain't
in
gonna lie.
trouble?
I think he gonna stop Zepeda, but I could be wrong, bro.
Who's in
But
Bro,
trouble?
wait,
Zepeda?
hold on. Let me just say, hey, yo, leader, shut the fuck up while I'm
Yeah,
talking, bro.
Zepeda's not in
Please.
trouble, bro. That's an
Hold
easy
on, hold
fight.
Shut
on.
the
We're
fuck
gonna
up
go
while I'm
around. Hold
talking, bro.
on,
That's
JD.
an
Hold
easy
on. Go,
fight, bro.
go
Come
ahead,
on.
JD. Go ahead, JD.
God damn, you talk a lot, bro. God damn, I'm trying to be civil. You trying to take my element.
yeah,
God damn. So anyway, Shakur in trouble. You know why? Because he got a shrinking ring. I seen some shit. That shit
You ain't got
actually is
no
gonna
freaking
shrink.
ring.
Bro.
No, it ain't.
That shit. I seen
Okay.
shit. Is that shit really
This shit
shrinking? He in
laughing.
trouble.
Nah, it
You hear
ain't
me? He
shrinking.
in trouble.
Come on,
He ain't
bro.
It
gonna
ain't
be a
shrinking.
runner or a track star that night. His ass. He gonna be running backwards and get clipped like Zab Judah.
Yeah,
You
I
know what
got
I
a phone
mean?
call.
That's ended up looking like.
Now I
And
think he's gonna
Zepeda,
stop that man.
Zepeda know how to cut off a ring.
No, he
Zepeda
doesn't.
can't cut off a ring, bro.
Now
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie,
don't make up
Zepeda kind
shit.
of
That you
Shut
close
heard
up,
that.
bro. God damn, bro. Shut the fuck. Be quiet, bro. Be quiet, bro.
Yeah, we all
Damn.
got to be quiet
Be
for this
Okay,
guy.
quiet,
yeah.
bro. Yeah, one at a time. One mic. You know what that means? Newbie. It means shut the fuck up, bro. Anyway,
Come on, JD.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
JD's
and
tripping right now.
Shakur need to worry about he better have active aggression and put some steam on them punches. You know what I mean? You gonna have to manipulate his guard, all of that. Cause one thing about Zepeda, he got a fucking motor, bro. He has a motor and he know how to cut off a ring. What he don't know how to do is defend himself. So
Mm.
Shakur need to be peppering him, but I'm not sure Shakur got the power to back him up. And that's gonna be the determining factor. Now, if he does, then we might see a Sugar Ray type performance from Shakur. I don't know. I don't know.
I hope we do. I hope we do.
I
I hope
hope
we
so
do. Who
because
else?
I really would prefer Tank to knock him out than Zepeda. You know what I mean? So
Nah, I don't see Zepeda stopping Shakur. That'd be crazy. I could
mhm.
see a controversial decision maybe, but I really think Shakur gonna beat Zepeda. But I
Yep,
just hope he do it convincingly. Like so, you know what I'm saying? I hope he just put on
it
one of those
will. It'll be
performances,
convincing, man. Don't worry.
and people can just be like, oh, okay, so we can move on. And I don't want to hear people saying he don't get no credit because Tevin Kid Austin knocked out Tevin Foreman in the first round. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Like,
We'll talk
don't
to
start.
Tank fans about that.
Y'all been saying this is a good fight for Shakur. He could possibly lose because Zepeda throw a volume of punches. He could cut the ring off. He could do all this. If he beats Zepeda, keep that same energy. I don't want to hear nothing about Tevin Foreman getting beat by Kid Austin. Like I don't understand why people do that.
Mm.
It's called triangle theory.
Yeah, it doesn't apply in boxing. I can't hear you, Rick, if you're
Hey,
talking.
speaking of,
Mm.
Oh,
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
delay. It's a delay. Go ahead, Rick.
it don't. You know what? Speaking of Tevin, yeah, can you hear me now? Oh wow, you can hear me now.
Yeah, we hear you. Just keep talking because it's a delay.
You can hear me. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Oh damn. All right. Well, let me just say this. Hey, man, it's difficult. It's difficult for me to bet against black, man. You know, unless it's just an obvious, massive mismatch. You know, Shakur, you know, he hear all the criticism. You know, he hear all the detractors. So he fully know what he got to get in that ring and do. He know this dude coming for his head, so he's gonna be laser focused, and I fully expect him to use every ounce of the talent and skill he possesses to win this fight. And you know he can't win it ugly. You know he can't run, he can't avoid contact. He got to man up and show and prove. So that's what I fully expect Shakur to do. It's just difficult for me to bet against black, especially when black is
Huh?
All right, all right, all right. So he going with Shakur. Cam J Network. What's your analysis of the fight assessment?
Ah man, so um I like this is a good fight, man. I definitely think with Zepeda being, a pressure fighter, coming forward, there's gonna be some opportunities for Shakur to, capitalize off of, his aggressiveness. Definitely with those those check right hooks. And he got to go to that body, wear him down. Zepeda, he does definitely. We done seen him tire out. In the second half of fights and everything. So I think Shakur should definitely, win this fight for sure by decision. If he stop him, it'll be a late stoppage. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a body. It'll be him going to the body, in my opinion, personally. But I got Shakur by decision. He really needs to win this fight clear by decision. Pitch a shutout or get a stoppage. I
Yeah, I
would
can hear
not
me.
want I would not want Shakur to be in a close decision fight with Williams Zepeda, especially, with all of the bullshit going on. Even though motherfucking Turkey say that he got plans for Shakur. This man got plans for Zepeda as well. So, and this is a Golden Boy, promoted event too, by the way. So you just got to read the room and think a little closely with the shit. Shakur needs to pitch a shutout, or get a stoppage. You know what I
I think
mean?
Shakur gonna
Win
stop
the
him.
fight clear.
And Supreme say he thinks Shakur gonna stop him. You got money on the stoppage,
I think
Big
so.
Supreme. Let me see.
I'm not
I'm
a
your
fan
leader.
of
How you
Zepeda,
think this
man. I
fight
ain't gonna
gonna go?
lie.
I think it's gonna be an easy fight for Shakur. Easy fight.
Easy. You
Unanimous
don't think
decision. Yeah.
so. This is what I want to see in this fight, right? I want to see. I think Shakur gonna win, but I want to see him overcome some type of adversity. I want to see him challenged. I want to see him have to
Want to finally
adjust and
see that dog
figure
in
it
him.
out.
You
You know
want to
what I'm
finally see
saying?
that dog in him, sis.
You don't gotta stop nobody. You don't gotta knock nobody out. You don't gotta do that. But I just want to see somebody press. Like I thought De Los Santos was gonna press him, and I thought I was gonna see kind of it brought out of him then, but that didn't happen. So hopefully Zepeda don't get in the ring and do no stupid shit like try to box or you know how you think a fighter gonna fight one way and then they get in the ring and you be like, why the heck is they trying to fight like that? They know that ain't they fight. I hope Zepeda don't do nothing stupid like that.
Let me go.
Go ahead, William.
All right. I got Shakur winning the fight. But there's two ways Shakur can't lose this fight. One, he worries about his hands and there's a lack of aggression because we've seen judges give away fights to aggressive fighters. Even if they're not even hitting fully, they still give it because of aggression. The other way he can lose this fight is if his hands break during the fight. Then he can't swing. Then gets beat by aggression again. That's the way I see it. But I do believe he should win the fight.
Okay, so far everybody got Shakur winning. Big dog Willie, what you got?
Man, you already know. I think one thing about Zepeda, whoever say he can cut off the ring, he can't cut off the goddamn ring. He punches forward,
Facts.
and he punches forward, and he tries to swarm you with punches, and that's how he does it. He have never fought anybody as athletic, high IQ, and as defensive as Shakur is. He's not fast. Shakur's quicker, got better quick twitch muscles. Because he can dart in and out when he wants to. And Zepeda punches forward, punches forward. And he has zero defense. No defense.
Mm.
Yo,
And
it's
you
crazy.
see
I agree
slow
with you.
ass, hold on. You see slow ass, I wouldn't say slow, but you see
I agree
Taylor
with you.
Farmer pop him in his head after he got done throwing his little flurry, and he got sent down. He kept on getting caught with lefts.
Yeah.
Cepeda's
Yeah.
good for what he does. He's good for what he does. But when it comes to Shakur, Shakur is that much better than him in almost everything.
Yeah, I agree
He
with you
doesn't
And
on that.
punch hard either. Yeah.
the only way that Shakur, what people are relying on, his hands breaking, and Turkey don't like what way he fights, and the judge might give it to somebody. That's the only reasons why I hear people say he's going to lose.
I ain't gonna lie. I agree with
It's
I
a
everything you
don't
pretty
think
easy
said.
nobody
fight.
think he's gonna. That's a good assessment, Big Dog Willie. I don't think nobody really thinks Shakur's gonna lose, so to
No,
speak.
I'm
I
just
just
saying that with
think
people. I said people who think he's going to lose. That's the
Damn, but
only.
God
That's the
answer you,
only
big dog.
reason.
You talking some sense today, bro.
I always talk sense. You just don't listen.
I'm proud of you, Willie. You're doing good today, brother.
Rick Tim, Rich, what you got?
Oh man, I got Shakur winning, but in the
I
type of
hope he
way I
stop
got
him.
him winning, like I said before, I think on the panel, I think I got on Wins Zepeda coming out fast, like Ricky Hatton against Floyd, just coming out real fast. But I think like probably after like the third, I think second, third round, Shakur gonna figure everything out. By the fifth round, he gonna be fighting Shakur fight. It's not gonna be no more of you throwing a million punches and all that stuff, and shit like that. So that's what I think. I think Shakur should get the stoppage by the ninth or tenth round.
I think he gonna stop him too, bro.
By the ninth or tenth round, and
Like he
Not
did
that soon.
Padley.
yeah, exactly. It's not gonna be like how he did. He might get it like that though, by with a body shot, because that's how he usually get all his stoppage through body shots or and shit like that. But I think it's gonna be a stoppage by the ninth or tenth round. Yeah.
Jason Williams say so. If Zepeda don't walk Shakur down and throw a million punches, do we credit Shakur? I mean, if
Yeah,
he's forcing him to fight that way. But like I say, like I don't want Zepeda to get in the ring and do something like try to box. You know how
Yeah,
fighters do that. Like,
yeah,
don't do
yeah.
that. Get
See,
in
it's
there and
not.
fight your style.
But see, that's before. See, it's not about that. It's about like if you look at Castillo, you look at people that Floyd fought. You see how many punches they thrown like before they fought Floyd or whatever against other people. Then when they fight him, even with Shakur, you see how much punches these guys be throwing before they fight Shakur, something like that. He know how to limit that shit. He know how he keep the distance. He know how to do all that stuff. So I feel like it should be no excuse when Williams to pay to stop throwing 100 punches around and he get to throwing 30 or 25
yo,
punches
I'm
or none of,
hoping
or
he
and shit
throws some
like that.
shit and Shakur catch him.
Yeah, it
I
should
think
be
he
no
chinny.
excuses. It's just Shakur, like his IQ better and he just a way better fighter. And I feel like a lot of these people gonna fight Shakur fights when they get inside the ring with him. You
So
know what
you're
I'm saying?
saying y'all feel like Big Dog Willie Rich? This ain't no Big Supreme. This ain't no real test for Shakur.
I
Hell
never
no.
said
Hell
like
I
no.
ain't gonna lie. I think
I'm gonna
Zepeda.
say
I've been on Zepeda
I'm
helmet
gonna
for a
say it
minute.
again. I'm gonna say it again. It is a big test for him
Ain't no
because I
test for
feel
this
like
nigga.
this the only
Nah.
I feel like this the only style that could give Shakur
All right, so
problems.
this is my thing, right,
Can I
Rich?
talk? Hey, can I talk? I feel like this the only style that could give him problems. But as far as like everybody else style, including Tanks, I feel like he'll wash them too. But I feel like this the only style that could give him problems. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he could overcome this too. Like I said, only person I feel like that could beat Shakur is a bigger person than somebody that could fight like him. If you
No,
look at
go
you
ahead,
got Terrence Crawford,
Supreme.
you
Go
got
ahead,
Terrence,
Supreme.
Now,
you
go ahead, go
got
ahead, go ahead. I'm doing something
6'2"
in the
Terrence
background. Go ahead.
Crawford, then he might could beat
Oh
Shakur.
my.
Yeah, but
Go
No,
next.
ahead,
Rich,
Big
I
Dog.
disagree with you with that one. Oh, no, I just saying, Rich, I disagree with you. I mean, Zepeda is perfect for Shakur. He runs forward. And I seen him fight when he fight against Tevin Campbell. He ran at him, threw 1,000 punches, and then he started getting clipped, and then he started slowing his work rate down. If you look at, if people say Shakur never fought somebody like Zepeda, not though as many punches like Zepeda, but when he fought the dude, what's his name at 130, what's his name, Valdez, whatever his name is, he Valdez was throwing 900 punches a fight, and then he fought Shakur, it's
Valdez
cut
was
down.
smaller than
Yeah, dude, he
But
had a
Zepeda was
let me
significant
smaller
finish.
than
size
Zepeda.
advantage, bro, versus
Let me finish. Let
Valdez.
me finish.
Let him
No, let me
finish.
Go
Let
finish.
him
ahead.
finish.
Let me finish. He threw a lot of punches himself. But when he kept on, I'm just using him as an example. When you guys say he never fought nobody who threw a lot of punches, he has. And that work rate got cut in half because he couldn't find the mark.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was more
so you
to him
basically
popping
wait.
pop
So you
positive for
basic wait, Big Willie.
that
So
PD.
you basically agreeing
Yo,
with me.
how you gonna tell me not to cut you off? Then you cut me off, bro.
Cause he just he was just talking to me. He was just
Nigga,
directing
you
that
ain't cut
comment
me
at
off, bro.
me.
I let you rock, bro. You not cut me off, bro. I was just talking, bro.
So he ain't just direct that comment at me or not.
It ain't direct no comment that you was talking in general.
Calm
My
down,
bad,
guys. Calm
gangster.
down,
My
guys.
I'm
It's a
bad,
calm. I'm
beautiful
just
gangster. I'm
saying,
day.
like,
sorry,
if you
gangster.
could
I'm
tell me
sorry,
not to cut
gangster.
you off, you
I
ain't
could have
cut me
sworn he
off, bro.
said rich. I could have sworn he said
Man, I
rich,
ain't
but
say none
okay,
of that,
gangster.
man. All I'm saying is Valdez tested positive, right? So he was fighting clean. So all that 100 punches around, all that went out the window. If you've seen since he tested positive, he's been getting his ass whooped ever since then. So my thing with Shakur, I feel like he should make Zepeda look like easy work. Now, if he doesn't, I don't know what kind of excuses we're gonna have. His hands, I don't know. But I don't think Zepeda's all that, bro. I've never thought so. I've been saying it for years now. I don't think he cut off the ring. There's a fighter named Bakov. He's an Armenian Olympian. He just fought Endogeni. He stopped him in like 7 rounds. He was using the same footwork he did against Mortala, same he did against Oscar Bravo, and then he stopped that shit, cut him off, and knocked him out in like 5 rounds, which I thought was a very good accomplishment on his resume because he only got like 9 fights. So I don't feel like Zepeda's that kind of fighter. He has the style on paper to give Shakur problems, but I don't think he has the skill set to capitalize on it. That's my opinion. I don't think he has the punching power, the IQ. He can't cut off the ring. He's not really that athletic, and he don't really punch that hard. That's just my opinion.
That's it. He doesn't punch hard. He does
No,
not.
he got KOs on his record.
Hey, former.
That don't
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
a
he
lot of
matter,
put
KOs, but
dog. He
like,
30
does
and
I,
0.
not punch hard.
20.
He does not punch hard.
Hey, man.
let me just
But
address 2 cents
still,
real quick. The reason why I feel like he doesn't punch hard 2 cents, God told you, right? If you look at Zepeda's last 6 fights, all of his opponents, they had like 6 KOs, 7 KOs, 8 KOs, so he could walk through whatever they got coming at him. He hasn't fought no power punches like that. He hasn't fought a Santos. He hasn't fought a Tank. He hasn't fought even like a Lindolfo Delgado, somebody like that can move and punch at the same time. So he's been fed feather-fisted fighters himself. So he's been walking through them. That's just my
Watch
opinion.
how he throws punches, bro. He's just not a hard throwing puncher. Watch how he fought Farmer. He doesn't throw hard punches.
He throw
Man,
1,000
Farmer
punches.
showed
But he
me.
just doesn't get a lot of leverage.
Hey, man, Farmer.
He does not.
No, man, Farmer showed me that Zepeda is human. Real talk.
Exactly. He kind of exposed them. Exactly. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I'm done though. So,
Mr.
I don't
Shelton
want
say
no issue.
Reynoso too dirty again.
So
Okay,
yeah,
that's
he did.
cool. That's
Somebody else
cool.
popped dirty.
Yeah, somebody else. What y'all think about that?
Honestly, the
Somebody
Hey, this is
Shiraz
told
Berlanga fight is more interesting.
hey 2 cents. This is the 14th fighter he had pop dirty like in the last 10 years.
I feel
I heard
like
that. I heard only like 5 of them have been confirmed though.
yeah, I feel like what I got from that is I feel like that they not covering that shit up well when they get tested. That's what I figure out, and I feel like that everybody keep talking about this snack shit. Drugs been going around inside these sports for decades. You know what I'm saying? And it's a bigger picture than that shit right there, though,
You
bro.
seen what
That's
Shelton
sad.
Moore said, 2
That's
cents?
sad. That's sad.
No, it
I
is
bet
what
you
it
would hear
is.
I bet you would hear about snack more than this guy though on these panels.
We talking about Reynoso right now. What are you talking about?
That's
Facts.
crazy. I knew they was gonna do that. I knew they was gonna do that to Francisco. You know why they
What?
did
Make him
that?
pop 30?
That's
Because he
sad,
Why?
man.
whooped
Why they get?
Elijah Fa's ass.
That's sad. That's in 3 months. That's 2 people in
Yo,
3 months.
anytime somebody whip Eddie Hearn's fighters, they pop positive for a test, bro. I don't know what
You
it is
think
with that.
so?
Nah, dead
Hold
ass.
on, but Eddie Hearn. Hold on. Eddie Hearn fighters be getting whooped all the time though. Big Supreme.
And they be
Yeah.
testing positive. It's strange. My thing is this, right? This dude was an Olympian, right? He won a gold medal, I think, at like light flyweight. So they was really high on this kid. He fought Francisco. I think that was a very bad idea and miscalculation on Eddie Hearns because he does that all the time. But like the smaller weights, nobody really pay attention like that. But Francisco, he fought Junto Nakatani. He fought a couple of other really strong flyweights. So I'm like, this guy doesn't move his head. He doesn't really punch that hard. Francisco gonna whoop this nigga ass. And what happened? He whooped his ass.
Yeah, they just
So
gave Galal Yafai an out. They just gave him an out. That's bullshit. I don't
they
believe
gave him
that
an
at
out,
all.
basically.
They gave him an
And
out.
during the broadcast, they were saying that Francisco might be on something. And I thought that was like, damn.
They
That's
also
kind of
blamed the gloves too. Sonny Edwards said he doesn't believe those no boxing, no life gloves are legit. They were
Yeah,
making all sorts of type of
exactly.
excuses. Yeah, I don't believe this shit. Fuck. I
I don't
mean,
believe in
yeah,
either.
fuck that.
Wait, they said he had some bogus gloves too.
Yeah, during the broadcast, Sonny Edwards was trying to say that no boxing, no life gloves are like cheating. They're like there's less padding. He was trying to say those gloves aren't legit.
Wow. So they've
I
been
think he
trying
was
to
trying
say
to
that.
insinuate he was on something because he said the guy was like, "How's he maintaining his work rate in the 11th round?" And he said, "Look at the gloves that he got." So he's trying to say that he's with Reynoso, that he might be on something.
Oh.
I watched that whole fight, Hannibal. So I don't know. I
Yeah,
had money on
facts. Hey,
Francisco.
Supreme, you're speaking facts, bro. Yeah,
I
fuck
watched the
that,
whole
bro.
fight because I had money on
Me too.
Francisco.
Me
Only thing
too.
I was mad about, I had money on the stoppage, and for some reason, they let this kid get. He's not gonna fight no more. Like that's that. Like he took a ass whooping way too early in his career. Like he got hit with like 1,000 punches, bro. Like he broke his
Hey,
jaw. His eye was bleeding. That
I
was a
want to
bad
know.
call.
I want to know. Do you get your money back though? Like if somebody like on
No.
like FanDuel,
No,
BetMGM, you don't get your
No,
money
that's
back.
why it's called gambling. It's called gambling,
the
bro.
I'm
only
It's a
way
saying
they'll give you
risk.
your money back.
I'm saying after they cheat though.
Nah,
You're not
Ryan
gonna get your money
Garcia.
back.
If you betted on Ryan Garcia, you got to keep your money on the Devin
Yeah.
Haney shit.
Now, but some sports books gave people back their money.
That's why I'm asking. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, some of them
Oh,
did.
okay.
Some of them did.
I didn't know.
Not the major ones though, like the the smaller guys and stuff.
Yeah, they
No,
definitely
you ain't
supposed to
getting
do
no money
this.
back in Vegas.
Hell
Shit.
no.
Yeah, but address the handball because he's saying that this is my thing, right? Goliath fought, like I said, his whole family is boxers, right? It's like three brothers. He was the most promising. You know, he just beat Sonny Edwards. They was high on him. He won a gold medal. They were saying that he was the next guy. They wanted him to move up and fight. I think Bam. They wanted Bam and the Galal, I guess, unification at some point. That's what Eddie was banking on. I don't know why he chose to get Francisco, because he got a lot of experience and he gave a lot of tough fighters their hardest fights. Like he fought Chocolatito, he fought Nakatani. So I'm like, Galal, I just figured he would stop him. And I'm not gonna lie, 2 cents. If you watch the fight, I don't know how they didn't stop the fight. This dude was like exhausted, leaning on the ropes, falling on his face. They was like, damn, like
Damn.
when they gonna stop the fight, throwing the towel. He gave that dude a career-changing beating. He's never gonna be the same again after that beating. So now, the only way to save face is to say that he's a Reynoso fighter and he tested positive. Now you can say it's a conspiracy, but if you watch the fight, how I saw it, you would see that the broadcasters were saying, "Yo, what's up with this guy's work rate?" They mentioned the gloves. He's a Reynoso fighter. You know how they give it up. This is what they saying during the broadcast. So it can't be a conspiracy if you got the announcer saying that, bro.
2 cents. I want to say something about you. Eddie Hearn does move certain fighters slowly. He moved AJ slow. Now he's moving Andy. What's the name? Slow. Andy Cruz slow. He's moving certain fighters slow. It just depends how much money he think he can get off of them.
Yeah,
And I
but
think that's what
eventually
it is.
he's still gonna he even got Anthony Joshua ass whooped by Andy Ruiz.
No, but that was a cherry pick gone wrong.
But
Exactly. It
Andy,
sure the hell
but
was.
no, it
He
wasn't no
thought for
cherry pick to
sure.
me. When I seen Andy Ruiz fight, I was like, this is not a fight you take on short notice. And Andy Ruiz was big. He was fast. Andy Ruiz could fight.
But he looked like, but yeah, it's like it was a cherry pick gone wrong. That's basically what it
Man,
was.
A
Nobody
lot of
think Andy
people,
Ruiz is going to do what he was going to do.
a lot of
Nobody
people
thought
didn't
that.
watch that
that's
Andy
because they didn't know
Ruiz
who Andy
Parker fight.
Ruiz was. But Andy Ruiz could fight, and he was fast. And if you would have watched him fight before that Anthony Joshua fight, you would have knew Anthony Joshua was in trouble.
Yep.
I'm just saying, maybe it was just optics. I never seen him fight. I didn't know who he was. To be honest with you, but if you look at the optics of it, he didn't. He lost to Joseph Parker. Look at the optics. He only fought
Like
like some
heavyweight
No,
people.
too.
right. That was home cooking. He beat Joseph Parker. I
No,
watched
I'm
that
just
fight.
saying. But if you're Eddie Hearns, you look at the optics of it. You're going to say, oh, he lost to somebody that AJ already beat up.
Then
Well,
he
barely
fought that
won.
German dude.
But
The German dude was right before the AJ fight. He beat the brakes off that big German dude.
I wish he would have beat him in the rematch, but he was too busy
he was too busy
partying,
kicking it. Yeah.
enjoying that money. But I like Andy Ruiz as a fighter, but that money destroyed him though.
Yep.
Money destroyed him.
This is what I don't like about the Buttercups, bro. Like, whenever we say Conte suspect, y'all say he's rehabilitated, he did his time, the feds is watching him, so he's not trying to do nothing dirty. But Reynoso, he has a fighter that tests positive. The whole camp is dirty. All right, so why we don't address the snack fighters that tested positive, bro?
Every year.
There's plenty of snack fighters that tested positive.
Because somebody
Andre
has more.
Berto, Willie Monroe,
Yeah, but
Michelle
Supreme.
Rivera,
Luis
Luis
Ortiz.
Ortiz, they was fighting for snack when they tested positive. Mosley Jr.,
But
like, nobody ever says nothing, bro. They say
but
that was a couple
Supreme.
of years ago.
It's snack. It's not a coach. It's not a whole camp. So it's
I
just
disagree
snack the
because, for
thing.
example, right, almost all top rank fighters is sponsored by Snack, bro. Like I
But we're
seen
talking about.
a highlight clip of Ever Belonga fighting, and he had a Snack shirt, he had a Snack trunks. So it's
Well,
like,
no,
Yep.
I hear
what's
what you're
going on,
saying,
bro?
Supreme. But it's different camps. All the people come out of one camp.
No, there's a big difference with Eddie Reynoso not having the influence over Vada like Conte does, bro.
No,
Conte
but
comes
no,
out and
but no,
talks
but you hear
about
what
Vada
I'm
reports and
saying. But you
fighters
hear
that
what I'm
signed up
saying.
to Vada, this, that, and third. Like, why does he do that,
But
bro?
those are multiple camps. I'm saying there's multiple camps. This guy have hella people come out of one camp. Out of one, he trained this many fighters. These are multiple camps. Like you have
I'm just
maybe
saying, the
one
dudes that tested
in one
positive.
in this
All
one,
right,
one in this one, huh?
I'm gonna counter that with this, right? the dudes that tested positive under Conte worked directly under Conte. Like they were directly working with him, and they tested positive.
But I think you not understand what I'm
I
saying.
understand exactly what you're saying, bro. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is Conte is suspect as well, bro. And I don't like the fact that whenever Conte has a fight coming up and he's associated with a fighter, somebody tests positive in some kind of way. Whether it's Haney fighting Ryan, whether it's this now with Canelo and Bud, like there's different instances where a Conte back fighter was fighting somebody and then they had the steroid allegations thrown on them. I remember when he used to accuse Spencer being on steroids. He used to accuse Pacquiao being on the steroids. He used to accuse what's the other guy that he had a problem with? Charlo, both of them. So anytime he has a problem with a fighter that's like going back and forth with one of his fighters, here come the steroid allegations, bro. I'm just saying, like, it's a pattern that I've seen with Conte, bro.
Oh, here we go.
But not
What's up,
one.
Boston Hacker?
What's
What
up,
up,
people? What's
Boxing
up?
Hacker? What's your
Yeah, we're
two
Two
not
cents?
listening to you,
What
cents.
you
actor.
got
2
for the show?
cents.
What up? What
Hey,
up? What up? What up?
what's up?
Hey,
What's
y'all
up?
be sure to help support the channel on this pop-up live. We got 57 people in here. Y'all make sure y'all punch that like button. I need 100 likes before we end the live today so people can join in on the conversation and get a 2 cents. Be sure to help support the channel by hitting the Cash App at 2 cents boxing or drop your 2 cents below in the Cash App. Let me know what you're thinking. Shout out to Big Bob Gunn for the $4.99 super sticker.
So,
I'm out 2 cents.
All
Hey,
right,
we
old
William Owens
school.
too.
bye.
Y'all take it easy. See you later, 2 cents.
All right,
Thanks
all
for letting
right.
me up.
Thank
All right,
everybody
champ.
for joining me on this pop-up live
This nigga
today,
said I'm a
man.
flat
Shout
earther.
out to
This
y'all.
nigga here.
Who said
Yeah.
that?
Handleballs, man. This nigga be
He
talking that
called you a
bullshit.
flat
A
earther.
flat earther? Come on, bro.
Hey,
So,
Uh,
when it
Boston
comes
Hacker,
to
what you got to say
what's
today?
up,
This is gonna
Boxing
be
Hacker?
hey,
What
interesting.
you got? What you
when it
got?
comes to the whole snack thing, right?
Oh, here we
Nobody's
go.
ever tested positive from a snack product. Not one fighter has
Okay.
tested positive. There have
This
been. You can
nigga
say
here.
that. Oh, Ryan used snack at one point, but when he tested positive, he wasn't even with snack. A lot of these fighters
Okay.
weren't even with snack, and there's never been a snack product that's been associated with somebody testing positive, including
Okay.
Andre Berto.
Let's use your
You know,
logic, right?
so
Lewis
huh?
Nephew wasn't with Reynoso when he tested positive, bro. So why none
Okay,
of the men with
but
Reynoso
Canelo was
fighters?
right.
Huh?
Canelo Valdez was too, and multiple people
Yeah, but
were.
then there's
So
interviews with Conte clearing Canelo saying that he did the hair follicle test and he believed that he didn't test positive. You know why? Because Conte had a fighter that tested positive from Mexico for clenbuterol.
right,
But you're
and
gonna
then
move
you
the
have
goalpost right
Valdez.
now. I just told you
Wait,
that. You
wait,
can look it
what
up. I
what,
can
what
put it in
goalpost did I
the
move?
private chat and you're gonna move the goalpost, bro.
What
Conte
goalpost did I
himself cleared
move?
Canelo of any kind of steroid usage, bro. There's multiple interviews with him doing that.
Conte. Wait.
Victor
Okay,
Conte cleared Canelo of steroid
right.
usage.
Okay,
He said
okay.
that he
Let
believes
let's
that he
let's hold
didn't.
that. So, how many other fighters from Reynoso's gym also
I'm just
tested
saying,
positive?
bro.
Hold on, y'all.
So,
Hold on.
What up,
Shout out
Canelo?
to Ace So Stand with the $5 in the Cash App, just showing love to the channel. Shout out Ace So Stand. Shout out to everybody
so
showing love this evening with the Cash App, with the super chats. Thank y'all for supporting the channel on this pop-up live. Boxing Hacker,
what's up?
finish up. What you got?
Yeah, when it comes to his gym, it just seemed peculiar that all these fighters always test positive in his gym. You know, it seems very peculiar that's happening. You know, there are other boxing gyms. His gym has the biggest concentration of fighters who test positive, and it's like his major fighters. You know, so
But
that's the problem.
see, but it's
But
a
when you
lot of
say
people.
but then you look at snack, you say, oh well, nobody's talking about snack. Snack there's yet to be a snack product tied to somebody testing positive. Snack sells products. There's yet to be one product with somebody testing positive. Not once.
And you might be correct, but we're not talking about the snack products.
Yeah, so how can we? How is it on the same level of snack when
This
no snack
nigga's
product is
crazy.
making somebody test
And see,
positive?
this is what I said about y'all niggas, right? You saying snack products. Like, if I
Right,
buy something on Amazon right now that says snack on it,
right.
I'm not gonna test positive. But that's not what the fuck we talking about, nigga. We talking about Eddie Reynoso and his fighters that he trains. Same
Yeah.
thing with Conte. The fighters that he worked with directly, Andre Berto, Willie Monroe,
Shane
Miguel
Mosley.
Rivera, Luis Ortiz. These niggas tested positive, bro. And then
On their
he
own.
comes out and he says, "Well, I wasn't
No.
with them that week."
Mm.
Or I
Berta
wasn't
wasn't even
with them
with
that
Berta
month.
wasn't even with
I had business in California. No, nigga, you had a fighter from Mexico test positive for clenbuterol, and you ain't say nothing. So
so
I'm not gonna listen to Conte's words, bro. I'm
I
not.
mean, it's
You
up
can
to
call
you.
me
I
conspiracy
mean,
But
theory all you
but
want,
but
bro.
Supreme
if
Hacker
I'm
it's
got a
okay,
not.
it's
point.
up. That's fine. You don't have to, but it's a different argument that you're making. You're
It's
talking
not a
about
different
a
argument.
gym
You can make it a
versus
different
a
argument. You're
company that
comparing
sells
snack
products.
products
Yeah, so
versus
you're
a snack
talking about a
athlete.
company that sells product versus
Listen,
a
you're
gym.
saying
That's
snack
two
products,
different
right?
things.
Hold on.
Listen, watch
Time
this,
out. Why
brother.
is two Dondriums? Dondrick, you on another device?
He might be.
Unmute. Unmute.
So you
Okay.
comparing the
Hold
snack
on. Hold
products,
on.
right?
Yeah,
All
Versus
right,
yeah.
Dondrick.
If you're talking
a
about snack, you
snack
got to talk
athlete.
about their product.
Listen, you the one that
Dondrick.
brought the products, bro. A snack
Yes, but
athlete, right?
it's
Crawford
a
himself
yeah.
said that I'm on different things on snack that other fighters might not be using. This
Okay.
he said this out of his own mouth. So it's
Are
not
they?
the
But
snack products we're
nobody has
talking about,
tested
bro.
positive from the product. You see your
Nigga,
problem. No,
Man,
nobody's tested.
the
Like
Hold
it's a
on.
thing,
Check this out.
it's a different argument altogether. You're talking
the
about a
thing,
gym that has a concentrated of. Yeah, I'm talking about. It's not saying that Reynoso is doing it, but it's weird that his gym has a large concentration of fighters. If you're talking
hey,
about snack, you got to talk about the product, and no
hey,
product has made somebody test positive.
Boxing hacker.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. You come on every panel and just start shit. Shut up. Jesus
No,
Christ. We
not
can't
hey,
have
one.
no,
hey,
we
hey,
not
hey,
talking about snack. We
but
not
this,
talking about snack right now.
Supreme was just
Stop.
talking about
Can you
snack.
go back to what we was talking about?
nah,
Supreme was
nah,
talking about snack, bro.
nah. The thing with this guy Eddie Reynoso shit though, right? Look, you could cheat at whatever you do, man. I don't give a fuck, but I don't see these people so called that y'all say that's cheating. They ain't get caught. This nigga getting caught, man. So I go by the person that get caught. And that's Eddie Reynoso team. They've been getting caught. So all that theory shit that we like to do on these panels and say, oh man, he was snack, so he on drugs. He was snack, he on drugs.
All right.
And these niggas ain't never been caught, never been investigated, never had the
Did Victor
CIA
go
and
to jail or
everybody
not?
after them. But we sit back and praise the
Did
ones
Victor
that
go to
get
jail or
caught.
not?
That
For
shit
2 months,
crazy,
yeah,
man.
Did Victor go to
That's
jail or not?
crazy.
yeah. For two
Huh?
months, he did.
But did he go to jail though?
Yeah, why did he go to
All
jail?
right,
We
ask the
Uh,
question
talking.
then.
Hold on. We're
Supreme,
not finna do this. We're not finna do this with the
why,
Victor
Yeah,
why
because I'm
did he
thing.
about to
go to
We
jail
smoke
not.
this
for?
nigga,
I'm
man.
about to say, ask this
You,
Rich.
you're not going to. Why
You
you go
know
to
that
jail for?
people. Hold on, hacker. You're not gonna talk over me. We're not finna do all that. But Rich, you do know people are calling for an investigation of Eddie Reynoso. But some of those things, from my understanding, after doing a little bit of research, some of those people aren't necessarily tied to Eddie Reynoso. It
Okay.
only appears that way, or they're just kind of like, and he wasn't with me at this time, pulling one of them things. But
Right.
some people are saying 14 fighters, but when you look into the details, it's like, oh, he probably wasn't woo woo woo. So it's kind of like how Ryan Garcia popped dirty, and now everybody like, oh, you with Eddie Reynoso, but he wasn't with Eddie Reynoso when he popped dirty. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
So are
wait,
you
hold on,
attributing? Hold on, let me ask this. So are you attributing Ryan Garcia to Eddie Reynoso? I'm
who
just curious. Yeah, like would you
no.
say?
see the thing about it is, right? I really don't get into all that. Like I don't get into all the deep politics to that stuff. I just know who been getting caught. As far as I'm concerned, they said Ryan Garcia went over to the trainer that train Earl Spence and Charlo and them. What's his name again? Somebody help me.
Derrick James.
Huh?
Derrick
Derrick
James.
Yeah,
James.
yeah,
Very
yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah. He went over there to him or whatever, and I guess on the Devin Haney fight, that's when he got caught. But from the track record, I can't sit there and blame Eddie Reynoso for that because I go by you know what I'm saying basically logic for real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna sit there and say, oh, Ryan Garcia did this because Eddie Reynoso and all that stuff. Nah, he wasn't with him at the time. He wasn't even dealing with him. So I'm not gonna put that on Eddie Reynoso. You know what I'm saying? But you could, you know what I'm saying, if you want to be like how people be on these panels assuming and jumping into shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could do that, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
All right, let me get the super
I
chat.
don't believe on blaming stuff on people, man. I don't believe in that. I ain't grow up like
Shout
that.
out to Sin Ironheart with the $10 in the super chat. He said, I got 50 more dollars right now to get Boxing Hacker and his bush off the panel for the day. Shout out Sin Ironheart with the support to the channel. Boxing Hacker, they trying to put a bounty on you, bro.
They hate the truth. That's all.
Hold on. Shout out to Jay $4.99 in the super chat. He says, just showing some love to the channel. Mosley stated Conti gave him the products that created his positive test. Shout out.
I don't know if he stated that, but
But
Yeah,
this is not really a conversation about Conti though. But I get what Big Supreme is saying. Like, okay, you got people associated with a person, they're popping dirty, and you got these people associated with a person, they're popping dirty. So we need to be suspicious just as equally,
yeah, but these is
if
his
not
fight.
even more suspicious of Victor Conti. But go ahead.
I just say
I
that
th-
these is his fighters, and what from what I'm seeing is these his fighters. The last guy McGee or whatever, he came over there to start training with him, and then that's his first time ever popping dirty. So it's like he probably be giving you something and saying, look, this how you do it to wear it off so they won't undetect it or whatever like that. And he might have slipped up and didn't know how to do it right. You know what I'm saying? It's like you take a urine test if you been on parole or probation, whatever you've been on, and you go in there and drink a bunch of water before you take it. You know what I'm saying? They not gonna really catch nothing. If they say something, you be like, look, I work out a lot, I drink water a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same. It's a lot of stuff that people could be doing. Same with over there with the snack, whatever y'all say with the snack shit. But these guys is getting caught though. That's what I worry about. Like these guys is getting caught, and y'all comparing people that's getting caught to people that's clean as a whistle. All you can say is that, oh, they around somebody that got caught cheating before.
No, he's
So
talking
what?
about
So
the
the
ones
fuck
that's
what if
got.
they is around that nigga,
He's
man?
talking about
Niggas
the
be
one. He's
around
not
killers,
talking about
drug
people
dealers, all that
around.
stuff. That
He's
don't mean
talking
that
about
you a
the
killer
fighters
or
that
drug
test.
dealer.
He's
Like,
talking about the fighters that have actually tested positive with Victor Conti. That's what he's talking about. He's not talking about
oh, I don't, I
association.
don't, I don't, I don't know. They said Birdo. I was on your panel last time. They said Birdo got caught up in like damn near 10 years ago with Victor Conte. I ain't never hear about nobody else that got caught up with him. I know when somebody
Shane
it wasn't
Mosley.
tied to
Shane Mosey. When was this with Shane Mosey? Like 15, 20 years ago?
he showed Shane how to take something, but Berto's
Okay, so, okay.
accusation, yeah, Berto's accusation
Then he
wasn't tied to
did
Snack
wrong for
though.
that. That don't mean that he's doing that with everybody.
So the reason why I
That don't mean
mentioned
that
that,
all these
listen,
No,
guys
but
all
Berto's
of these
accusation
guys.
wasn't tied to Snack.
that don't mean that all these guys that's on the snack
All
over
right, so
these
this is my
100
thing,
fighters
right?
wake up and say, hey, I want to be with Victor Conte and I'm gonna cheat. I don't believe that. I don't believe they woke up and said that. I'm gonna go with him. I don't believe that people go Eddie Renault would say, hey, I just want to cheat or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that
Y'all's crazy, bro.
All right,
Y'all
so if I
crazy.
wanted to be a conspiracy theorist, going with what Hannah Balls was saying, right? I would say that the timing of these fighters testing positive is suspect to me. And I felt like boxing is the wild, wild west. Boxing has always been controlled by gangsters. And I feel like they won't stop at nothing to destroy somebody, right? So if you look at somebody like Canelo, who's made millions of dollars for Oscar, millions of dollars for the Zone, and now he left, did his thing with PBC, and now he's his own boss. He has his own promotional company. He's like doing like 50-50 ventures with the promoters, right? All of these fighters testing positive. How we know that's not a smear campaign? How we know? If I wanted to be a conspiracy theorist, right? Because Mangia left
Yeah, I
Oscar.
don't know
But
about that.
hold
Because
on,
they
I'm just
have
saying. I'm
tests.
not saying I believe it or not. I'm just saying if I wanted to go with what he's saying, I'm not even finished my point, right? Mangia left, went over there, tested positive. Francisco went over there, tested positive. These dudes are testing positive the first time they fought with him. I think that's suspect. For me, you go over to the UK and you pull off a huge upset on Goliath 5, now you test positive. Same thing on Ryan, huge upset, now you test positive. I'm just saying, if you want to go the conspiracy theory route, let's go that way. Now, what I'm saying is not conspiracy theory, bro. Conte did, in fact, go to jail and had numerous fighters test positive. Another thing too, right? Because we could pull up an interview with Conte saying this. A lot of these high-level technicians in the sport, they on EPO. Vada doesn't have a test for EPO. So these guys testing positive for EPO or whatever is not going to happen. Vada doesn't even have a test to detect that, bro. So when you see guys coming out clean, that doesn't mean they're clean, bro. Barry
Yeah,
Bonds was
yeah,
tested for years, never
Hold on. You
tested
said
positive, bro.
yeah. You're
hold on. You
exaggerating.
said EPO. They don't have a test for EPO.
There's no test for
I
EPO
can. I
on the
look
Vada
that up.
website.
I looked that up. I'll look it up.
I'll put it in a private chat. This is what
I
Conte
looked
said
it
his
up.
own mouth. There's no test for EPO,
Yeah, I
bro.
don't care what Victor Conte said. I
What
want to
year
look. I
was
want to look
I'm
it
that?
just
up.
saying this is a man that's closely associated with VADA telling you that most of the high level technicians are on EPO. When you see guys hit the second win and the 7th, 8th round, they start throwing more punches. They look like they getting strong as the fight progresses. That'd be EPO, bro. This is Conte out of my state now.
I think they have tests for all that now. I think you're talking about back in the day.
No, this is recently, bro. He said this recently, gang.
Well,
so I'm going off what he's saying.
And not,
this
and
is the guru, bro. So it's like I'm going by what he's saying. He's saying there's no test for EPO. So what does that tell you?
Somebody
How we know
answer
these
their
niggas ain't on
phone.
EPO, bro?
Hold on, shout out Paid in Full on the panel. What up, Paid in Full?
What up, 2 Cent?
What is your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I gotta agree with Big Supreme on this one. I think that just because people don't get caught doesn't mean they're not cheating. And with Victor, you do have a loophole with the therapeutic use exemption, which is why a lot of that shit that they be doing is not being caught because obviously you have that loophole, which is the therapeutic use exemption. So if you're giving him testosterone, obviously it's not going to pop up. Or if it does pop up in their system, they're not able to disclose it to the public.
Or their opponent.
Yeah,
exactly.
but I mean, if you have a
So
use
that's why I'm
exemption, it's
saying,
not
though,
illegal at that
that's
point.
why I said, and that's why Victor Conti, when he was on Manager Marty's channel, he actually pretty much exposed his damn self by saying that he don't consider y'all a working relationship unless he has your draws your blood. So
But there's
of
nothing wrong
course
with that.
with boxing hacker talking about, but it is something wrong with that because what you
Why?
trying to state is that they don't get caught by using the actual natural snack products that they pretty much is available to everybody outside
Yeah.
of the shit that he give that's in private. It is the issue with that, bro. Because why isn't it? Why the other snack fighters not giving their blood?
They're snack fighters. Do you know why they give blood for?
We don't need you to break it down, Box Hacker. Frequent Flyer, what's your 2 cents?
There's a
What you got
reason
for the
why they
show?
do that.
Hold
But the
on,
people
hold
that you
on.
work
There's an
with
actual reason why.
like I
Salute,
said, even when
salute.
Frequent Flyer, what's your 2
the
cents?
last
What you
time
got?
Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, and when we think about Victor Conti, we think about somebody who's being slick, somebody real smart, on a scientist level with this, drug cheating stuff. As far as the way y'all looking at him, right? So if we look at Conti as this intelligent guy like this, why would he be exposing how he's cheating or how he's getting by? Some of the things
Because
y'all
he's
say, y'all don't think
he's
about
the
it. Why would he
serial
say, "Oh,
killer.
you're not"? Why would he say, "Oh, hold on"? Why would he say,
Let me
"Oh, let me"? Don't answer until I finish. Let me finish before you
But
answer. You
you
trying to cut me
sound
off and stop
stupid,
me from
bro.
what I'm
Like the
saying?
shit you be saying don't make sense, bro.
Oh no, you just don't want me to get it off. Let me say it and
go ahead.
explain how
Go
you
ahead.
don't sound
Go
like
ahead.
you. It
Go ahead.
sounds crazy when if he's this intelligent guy, why would he be giving up the way that he's getting by? Why would he say, "Oh, they're not testing for this," and so now now that's the way he's getting by? He gave you the
I need
reason, the way that he's getting by. It don't make sense what you be saying sometimes.
Hey,
man,
they
bro. It's
do.
hard to
They.
Right.
talk to you,
Nigga,
bro.
Hey,
that's what he
I got the
said. I
information.
didn't say
Now
that
you
shit.
can
He
answer it.
said that.
VADA does
Let me
test for
respond to
EPO. VADA
you
does
talking
test for
about
EPO.
let
And
Exactly.
me
I know what
why
Victor
would
King was
Conti be
talking
giving
about.
it if that's the way
Just
You think
because you
Conti's
test for
getting by?
EPO
Why
don't
would
mean
he
you're
give
gonna
it
get
up? Why
caught,
would
bro.
he
That's
tell
what
you
the
why?
let me
Why would
answer
he
you.
tell
Let
you
me
how he's
answer
getting by?
let me answer you, frequent flyer. First of all, he talks so much he don't even realize he be giving himself away. Number
exactly,
two,
Come
bro.
on, we not
Victor
going.
Conte, let me talk. Number two, Victor Conte is the type of person that wants you to know what he's doing and he's getting away with it because he thinks he's that smart that he could tell you what he's like the serial killer that called the police and leave clues because he's just that smart and he just gonna outsmart y'all and he leaving y'all clues and shit. Now,
Come on,
that
y'all
type
going too far with it now. Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all looking
No,
This is
bro.
like
crazy up here with
conspiracy.
that.
This is like a
Frequent flyer.
conspiracy theory
Victor
swimming
Conte
pool right
is
now.
a
Bro, you
he's a
that's why
con
when
artist,
if you
man.
look at
Let's just let it ride. Just let it
Yeah,
ride.
he died. He diabolical,
this is
right?
what I'm
He
saying. If
telling
you
you
go
how he
look at
cheating
No, he's a
because he
con
know
artist.
you ain't gonna be able to
He's
catch
a
him.
con
Come
artist.
on, guy.
He's a con
yes.
artist. Just
if
let
you
it
go look at
ride.
Vada's, if you go look at Vada's website right now, you look at the last time tell you
You
when he
breaking up,
entered the program,
Petty
but it
Fool.
doesn't show no other time when he was tested on Vada.
Hey, listen, man.
If what y'all saying is true, Conti is the
Hey,
dumbest criminal ever, bro.
frequent. People don't change, man. That's what they basically saying. People don't change. Everybody
No,
on
it ain't that
Snap
you don't
dirty.
change. It's just
They,
why the fuck would
yeah,
you change?
most people
Everybody
Why
don't.
is
on
that?
Snap
Right,
Why
Rich.
would
dirty.
you
Any
change?
any
Everybody
of
on
y'all who
Snap
got
Time,
some
dirty.
jail time, you ain't nothing, bro.
Bro, this
time out.
nigga,
Listen,
this,
time
You
out.
you
Every,
not
hey,
Time out.
not
Y'all,
fit for
they
society no
that
more, bro.
the truth
they
is,
that family member
hold
that
on,
look at
time
you
out.
crazy,
Rich,
man.
Rich, listen, y'all, listen, y'all, listen, y'all, listen. How many people that get out of jail go back? What's the percentage of that? It's a high ass number. The truth is, majority of people don't change. That's the truth.
No,
Majority
it's
of
the
people not
system, bro. It's the system.
Dean,
The
Dean,
system
what's
is on. It's the man keeping us down.
Dean,
man,
what's
Rich,
that
we
for the
too
show?
old for that shit, bro.
Uh,
Yeah.
I just heard
I
the
work
most
for the court system. I
blasphemous.
know how this go, bro.
Frequent, y'all. She asked me. I just heard the most blasphemous, idiotic things that I think that I can hear some human beings say.
Oh
First of all,
wow.
the reason why Victor Conti would be able to tell you, because the part that y'all leave out is that even the stuff they test for, it has to be past a certain level. So it could be in your system. It's not going to pop up if it's not past a certain level. So just because it's not past a certain level, don't mean that it's not in your system. That's number one. Number two is he helped create VADA. So I'm pretty sure he has an inside track to how they do business. That's number two. Number three is Victor. Y'all keep saying Victor Conti has changed. Multiple snack fighters have popped dirty since he's been out of jail and all of that stuff. So it's not just Eddie Reynoso, it's not just Mimo, it's him too. And the problem that I got with it is that the fighters y'all support say that people that cheat in boxing should never be a part of it. But meanwhile, they sit and be a part of it. It just don't make sense. All that, because y'all have no excuse for it. You can't say he changed. You don't know that. He's pop dirty working with in boxing. We got more proof that he hasn't changed. We got more
So
proof of
just
that.
so
No,
just
I'm
let
not
me ask
finished.
you
I'm
one
not finished.
question
I'm
then.
not finished.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not
Go
finished.
ahead. After you done,
Yeah, I'm
I
not
need
finished. I was
I
up
got a
here
question.
cooking. I'm not finished. Thank you very much. So all of that y'all talking about, y'all don't even know how the tests go. I was the first person to bring the light to these testing agencies. You could go back to when Manager Marty first started his channel. And I've been telling people that. If you got an inside track, this before we even knew Victor Conti helped found VADA. So, yeah, that's why he would give it away. When his friends run the testing company, you could get away with a lot of shit. And he knows how to make undetectable drugs. He's admitted that himself. So if you know how to make shit that's undetectable, well, don't that mean that it's going to be undetected?
Facts.
He's never
Facts.
made an undetectable
Okay,
drug. You
Dean.
guys
So
realize
how?
that,
But
right?
how you going?
He
So
has not
so
made
if you
one
say
undetectable drug, but y'all
hold
believe
hold,
it.
hold on,
That's
box Hager.
crazy.
So Dean. So you said a lot of the stuff they test is for it's about the amount. So if it ain't above a certain level, then it's not going to pop or whatever.
Facts.
But
That
they're
means it's
getting the
not
benefits
legal.
of it. But how you gonna say that? But at the same time, twist your face to say Ryan Garcia only had nanograms in his system, bro. It's hypocritical for you to say
Come
something
on,
like that,
bro.
bro.
He went
What
straight
the
back to
fuck
You
are
Ryan.
you
talk about the
talking about,
nanograms
him, bro?
with
Why you
him,
keep
but
going
then
back to
you saying,
Brian,
oh,
bro?
if it's not above a certain level, then
And
it's
I
not going to be
Like,
detected,
you
but
frequent,
they're
niggas
getting the
is
frequent,
very
benefits.
obsessed
But
with
a
frequent.
Brian, bro. This
nanogram,
shit
come on, bro.
crazy.
Frequent,
It's him.
frequent. Hold on. Frequent. I've never said Ryan Garcia didn't cheat. What the fuck are you talking about?
I ain't
I'm the
say
one
you
that
said
got
he didn't cheat, but you always say it
frequent.
was
How about
only a
this?
little
How about
bit. It
this,
was
bro? You want to bet me
nanograms. You say
$500?
that though,
Frequent,
bro.
don't stop cutting me off, bro. You want to bet me
We talking about the
$500 right now?
amount
I got
though.
the videos. I can send it in the private chat.
We
You want
talking
to bet me
about amounts. I
500
know
right
you
now?
ain't say he ain't cheat, but you saying
No, but then what are
nanograms.
you
You talking
talking
about the
about if you
amount.
saying that I said he didn't cheat? Then what are you bringing that up for?
Because you just talked about the levels and saying Victor Conti can get
Frequent,
you below the
When I
frequent.
levels.
bring up the net,
What? How does
when
that
I pulled
argument
out the
make sense if
percentage,
you're talking about Ryan
first of
Garcia
all,
only
frequent.
had
When I bring up the
nanograms?
percentage, it
Hold on,
goes on
D.
to talk about why he
Hold on,
got
D.
suspended.
Frequent. You just wanted to bring that up, bro. We're not talking about Ryan
No,
Garcia right
y'all
now.
know what I'm talking about. Y'all just
No, I
trying to
don't know.
skate
I do
past
know
it.
what you're talking about, and
Damn, bro, that
but it
nigga
don't,
bring up Ryan
it
Garcia
don't
every
How could
time
contain
you
the
he
say?
need
come
How
though.
could
around,
you?
bro.
How could you say? How could you say Victor Conti is dealing with bringing people, having people test just below the level that's
I'm about to
allowable,
send you
Frequent.
but
Have I
then
ever
say at the
said that
same time say
have I
Ryan
ever
Garcia
said
only had a certain amount of
have I
nanograms
ever
when
said
it was
frequent
60
that I
times
wasn't
above the
suspicious
limit.
of Ryan Garcia?
It was 60 times above the limit, bro.
Have I ever said I wasn't suspicious of Ryan Garcia?
No, but
I
you
mean,
just talked
Do you
about
want to bet me
Victor. You just
$500
you
right
just
now? I got the
condemned.
videos. I don't even want to
No, but
argue
you just
about it. We could bet
Frequent.
the money.
I'm
Do you
sorry,
want to bet me
Frequent. We can't
500
do
right
it.
now?
No, we can't do it to Ron Garcia. We're not doing that,
yeah,
bro.
let's
We're
not
not
do
gonna
that.
turn this panel
But
into no Ron Garcia.
but
Frequent,
there
no,
were a
we're
few
not doing that.
exaggerations though. Like he's never created an undetectable drug. I don't know why people keep saying that. Never once has he created a drug that's undetectable. Not one fire has been not one fire that tested positive was tied to a snack product. Not one, including Berto, including Shane Mosley.
Boxing
What are you,
hacker, you know we're not talking
what
about
did
I,
you
no
I don't
say?
dangerous
see how y'all
product.
get that. Y'all trying to say like it's Ryan Garcia. I'm not talking about Ryan Garcia. I'm talking about Victor Conti. If you're saying that Victor Conti it knows how to
Frequent, that
administer a
means
drug
nothing
that
if
keep it
you're
that'll
trying to
keep it below a level,
frequent,
and
you're
you're
trying to
saying, but
put
you're
the
not going to
two
pop if you're
together.
not above the level, huh?
Frequent, you're trying to put the two together. That makes no sense. That only would make sense if I was saying, yeah, I believe Ryan Garcia 100% that he just didn't take nothing. What are you
No, I'm not
talking
saying.
about?
No, I'm not saying that,
So what are you
bro.
talking about?
Use
Time
your
out.
brain.
So
It's
then why are
not
you bringing
rocket
this up?
science. It's not
Time
rocket
out.
science,
I don't
bro.
want to have to mute y'all. Y'all got two minutes to land the plane because we're not about to talk about Ryan Garcia, bro. We talking
It's
about
not
Eddie
about Ryan
Reynoso.
That's
Garcia. Why we?
frequent. I didn't even bring that up. He didn't even let
We're
me get
talking
them to
about
finish my point.
Eddie Reynoso and these people feeling like he needs to be under some type of investigation because he's had a lot of fighters pop dirty under his watch. However, at some points when you look deeper into it, you could start to see that at some times when these fighters were popping dirty, they were not affiliated or associated with Eddie Reynoso. And I use Ryan Garcia as an example because he popped dirty and then people tied him to Reynoso too when he wasn't even with Eddie Reynoso at the time that he popped dirty. So somebody told me earlier he's had 14 fighters or 13 fighters over the last 9 or 10 years pop dirty under his training. And I'm just curious as the panel and as far as the chat go, how many of those people do y'all know is confirmed? Like we know Oscar Valdez was with him, right? Like that's pretty much confirmed. We know Canelo was with him, right? That's pretty much confirmed. And what we also know is that in Mexico they have the tainted meat. So and they've raised those levels of, and I don't know if those levels are raised for everybody or are those levels just raised if you from Mexico,
I think it's only
because
rated for the WBC or something
Yeah,
but
like
for
just
that.
for the
everybody,
WBC testing, just for their clean boxing
Just for their
program or
testing,
whatever.
yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
WBC stands for Week Back Canelo. You know how that works.
Okay. So I mean, what do y'all think about that? Like what is going on there? Should there be an investigation? Because I mean nobody's really saying too much about it for real. For real. I think this last instance of him popping dirty is kind of bringing attention to it. But just like Big Supreme was up here saying earlier, he kind of thinks something fishy might be going on.
But this the thing, though. 2 cents. It would be one thing if it was just clenbuterol, because they were saying like the steaks or whatever over there in New Mexico, the meat, it's that. It's not every PED that's going to be found in that meat. They're just talking about clenbuterol, right? Not all these other things that that's popping up in people's system. They popping dirty for different things. So I would say, yeah, it's real suspicious.
Yeah, I mean I mean it just seems weird that it's triangulated into that one gym. I mean I hate to throw like yeah maybe like you gotta ask yourself where are they getting it from, and then if they all have this common denominator, you're like we gotta look at that common denominator. So it's fair. And that whole raising that whole Cambiro crap was some BS stuff that they did for the WBC. I think that's just straight cheating.
Well,
If it
ain't
was
Is
everybody
there a fighter that
any
we
other
know that was
country,
training with Eddie Reynoso that didn't pop dirty?
huh?
I'm sure
Like
Is
a
there a
star?
fighter that we know in that that he was training that didn't pop dirty?
Teofimo hasn't popped dirty yet. And he was with him for like a hot second.
but I think that was just for like one camp.
Yeah, for half, I think they kicked him out the camp. Yeah, I mean, to me, I
All
think
right, all right.
you gotta investigate. I think so.
Well, all right, y'all. Been on here 2 hours today on my pop-up live. Y'all look for me again throughout the week. Boxing Hacker, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yo, 2 cents. Salute to you, of course. Yeah, like I'm saying, like people have this thing about again, like Conti is suspicious, this and that, But I think people go overboard with this whole thing. Like Conti never created a drug that was undetectable, even though he said he never created something that was undetectable. And even the one that is supposedly undetectable, it was only undetectable because it wasn't illegal at the time. It wasn't like some kind of magical drug. If it was illegal at the time, then they would have been detected. And also like I guess people always thought, well, just because the fires didn't test positive doesn't mean they're not doing anything. Well, until we have proof they are, we can't just throw like this jacket on that like they are doing something. And I think it's important that we just like sort of contain this whole like witch hunt for Conti, because it was originally about Eddie Reynoso and his gym, and then somehow it flew to Conti. When it comes to Eddie Reynoso and his gym, I still think at the end of the day they should get. It's hard, because it could be you're right. There are certain fighters that weren't connected to him at the time, but I think there does need to be some kind of investigation for like that group at least. Not saying he did it, not saying he didn't. He's the one giving them something, but something's up. Somebody knows something, And with that, oh yeah, Shakur's whipping Zepeda. We got a couple more days, y'all. I hope y'all seen that. And
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
Katie Taylor's gonna be Amanda Serrano for the third time, and people are gonna start crying all over again.
They're gonna rob her again. They're gonna rob that poor child again for the third time.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, she got robbed. I can't believe it every single time. Katie Taylor's gonna be Amanda. She's the sweetheart of boxing. She can't lose fairly. She has to get robbed. Katie Taylor done beat her and her sister, and people still don't want to give her any props. But I think this time, hopefully, she gets the last W, and we can put this case to rest. But without that, I'm out. Suits y'all.
All right, peace out. It was already to rest after the second fight. Don't nobody want to see no doggone trilogy with some fighters that done already lost twice. Come on, man.
I know, right? That's crazy.
What's up, freaking? What you got? Final 2 cents for the show. Don't you say nothing about Ryan Garcia, bro.
I just be trying to get people to think a little more. I was talking about Victor Conti. People get caught up in when they hear the other dude name and everything, but it's mainly about Victor Conti and levels. What I was saying is you can't make an argument about Victor Conti being slick to keep boxers under the allowable levels with PEDs and, hint at that could be a way that he's cheating, but at the same time say somebody else is only pop dirty from what nanograms. It's about the volume of levels. You can't.
But nobody up here said that though. You just brought that up.
He did. He did. Dean literally said Victor Conti. He said Victor Conti. Yes. How we know that he not just administering it to them, but under the allowable levels. He literally said that. That's why I said, you can't say that and then at the same time argue about nanograms. That's all I was saying. It wasn't about Ryan Garcia.
So nobody was arguing about nanograms right now. We wasn't even talking about that.
I guess we probably be going in the circles to try to get you to understand when he talking about the levels of being, somebody sneaking and getting over by administering a PED to his fighters, but coming under the allowable level, then you can't argue that somebody else only came over nanograms. I guess you. I don't know. Ain't no other easier way to say it.
What you're saying, I'm just saying it just didn't fit in the conversation because nobody was arguing that or talking about that. But I understand what you're saying. But anyway, go ahead.
What about Cabell? Did you hear about the dude Pop Dirty, the Russian dude Pop Dirty, who's supposed to have been fighting Morel?
Yeah.
And so do you know if the fight is off or not? Because I heard people talking about
replacement.
What you say?
I heard they was looking for a replacement.
Oh, so it is. So the fight is off. So he is out.
Yeah, okay, he out.
Yeah, man. I think there should be no tolerance against people who pop dirty like that, especially if they don't prove their innocence or nothing like that. But I just I was listening in the background for a while. I'm still at work and everything. I just wanted to hop up here. I'm saying offer something for the conversation. And
Appreciate
salute to you for letting us up on the panel to talk boxing. Salute to everybody in the chat. And I'm out. Great channel.
Peace out. Peace out. Shout out to everybody that joined me today on this pop-up live. Great conversation today. Just a quick little chat. Y'all kept me on here an hour longer than I was supposed to be. I know I was only supposed to be on here an hour, but I might do this again tomorrow. It was fun. It was fun. Shout out to Hannibal for joining me, William Old School, Night Rider, Mr. Altruistic, Robert Nichols, Van Bella Buttes. You called me live today. Cash Crypto, Hannibal, Cam J Network, Fly Frequency, Dr. Boxing Talk, the Melvinaire Podcast, Jonathan Simon, Dondrick Nim, Mark Q, Shelton Moore, Kamani, who else we got? Creole the Traveler, Sin Ironheart. I don't know with my eyes. Well, who else we got? All right. Gap Tooth Games. Shout out to everybody that joined me today for this pop-up live. Be sure to look for me throughout the week. I'll definitely be popping up and be live again. And listen, if you don't want your host all in the videos, cussing you out, timing you out the chat, kicking you off the panel, leaving you in the background, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.